This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Taco Bell. It's 35 and partly cloudy in downtown Seattle. Scattered morning snow showers are likely across Snohomish and Skagit counties. Afternoon sun breaks and highs reaching the mid-40s. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce are very real and delicious. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
What up, OG? I was bitching. Little Brady Bunch crack in the voice there. That's awesome. It is 5:46. I am Danny Bondici, and this is KZOK. Good morning,
glad you
Sarah.
straightened that out.
There's a thing in between us. There should never be a thing
There
between
shouldn't.
us.
Oh, thank you for moving it. I need to see your
Nothing
handsome
can
face.
come between the two of you.
No, exactly. All right.
And good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
Tori, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, now I put Derek last for a reason. What the hell happened to you? Did you fall down in a pool of acceptable?
It sounds like it. Yeah, sure. Why not?
What happened?
I went and got a haircut, and I said, yo, I need a style. I need to do something with this hair that just is always so straight that I
Right.
can't do anything with it.
I know that you're not brand new from the neck down or anything, but the fact that you put it all together with the new do is a thing. Are you trying to make a statement?
I may have had some help. There may be someone in this room who kept yelling at me about having shaggy hair and a nasty beard.
You don't really have to go on after, hey, there's a person nagging. We all know. If we find that.
He kind of had the Caesar.
Yeah, the what?
The Caesar. The
Oh,
hairdo.
yeah. Although I was going to say if George Clooney could pull it off, but he had it. He did not pull that off.
Yeah.
He looked stupid every day he wore the Caesar do. Well, you look lovely. Are you going to keep that going?
I think I have to now.
Is that a thing? I mean, it used to be in the old days, it used to be, well, it's radio, man. I can just say I'm keeping it going. But now there's cameras everywhere.
Damn
People-
right. Danny TV, KZOK.com, YouTube.com. We're
All right.
all over the place.
Tori's nodding vigorously. I think that she might stay on him and make sure he doesn't go back to his old evil ways.
I don't think she'll stay on him that long. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
Really,
God.
if you ask me, this is all
She
going
never
to be
does.
brief. This is all going to be brief,
Well,
man.
thank you for the compliments. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. You look great, man. I almost called you son just to do it. Well,
thank you, Father.
You look great. No, see now it's
Don't do
super
that.
creepy.
I believe it's daddy. I think that's what
No,
you're going for.
you have to dress up like a schoolgirl for that. So. But anyway, you look lovely, man, and I think it's very cool. I think
Right
it's
on.
very cool, and if you decide to keep it up, I will support you.
Right on.
All right, so I said hello to everybody. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how Sarah sometimes says Danny and or Paul are obsessed with this thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes
And by
I'm sure we're good, whatever, but sometimes I don't even remember liking it.
And by sometimes she says that, you mean she always,
Always
says that.
says it.
She's
She's
obsessed with
obsessed.
saying obsessed.
We're saying that we're obsessed. And sometimes she'll go, well, Danny was obsessed with this movie, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get the wrong movie, man. I don't know what you're talking about. So I just want to give you a heads up in advance. If you ever go, oh, you're obsessed, like the Wendy's girl.
Yeah. Oh,
Like-
you were obsessed with her.
So anyway, so if you want to call me out on this one, and this is a young, attractive woman who is known to have sex with strangers for money.
The Wendy's girl?
No, what's wrong?
Are you? I haven't seen the same porn as you, so I don't know. What movie?
I've never seen this person do anything ever. I've never seen any porn with it. They just came across my news alerts, if you will, on my phone.
Okay.
And it is a Teen Mom OG. You ever seen Teen Moms?
Yes.
Have you? I've never.
I haven't watched the shows, but I'm aware of like bleep mom and
Right. Then we're on the same page. I think, where would you have lived to not be aware of the phenomenon that is Teen Moms and the disgustingness of it? And MTV, the same company that brought you the swill that was breaking Bonaducci, is now bringing you Super Swill by young unmarried chicks having babies and being drunk most of the time, I think, according to my news alerts. So anyway, her name is Farrah Abrams, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You know her too?
Yeah, and I think she's from this area.
Is she really?
Originally, Ocean Shores or something.
Well,
Is
she's
she really?
somewhere in Washington.
I gotta tell you, she is fun to watch, man. She's completely out of control. And now the other teen moms, who I just assume they're all a waste, that they shouldn't be allowed to speak. And you know, when I say they shouldn't be allowed to live, well, that's the crazy. Of course, they should be allowed to live, but they should never be taken seriously about anything ever. They're teen moms on TV, and MTV should never be. They say, well, we give them equipment to have babies, and we get them ready to be mothers, which may in fact be true. Never seen the show, but I'm assuming you give them a crib and a thing and teach them how to pump or whatever the hell it is that you do.
Yeah.
But you're disgusting and gross.
Some of them are drug addicts, and the one you're talking about actually has done porn.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you know they're drug addicts?
One of those teen moms is a heroin addict.
How do you know?
I read this stuff. That's my job.
Sarah watches
At the-
Teen Moms.
You read it at the checkout
Weekly.
stand.
Sarah watches. Do you see how fast? Of course, I know Teen Moms. And then when it came out there,
I mean, I've heard of it.
yeah, so while changing
Janelle is the
channels.
one who's got the drug habit, okay?
Thank you. So about a week ago, I don't even know if it's that long. It says Teen Mom OG battles Viacom. So that was enough to get my attention. Turns out she battled because they fired her for being a porn star, which is against Viacom's whateverness. Which
They have a morals clause.
Viacom's a porn star, really.
Right.
Viacom's just shy of a temp. But here's the thing: is I call them a pimp, or timp. You never know.
The temp
I've heard it
temp?
both ways.
Did they own us?
No.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, they're terrible. I mean, you'd be crazy. You'd be a Teen Mom OG if you bit the hand that fed you and it got you pregnant. So anyway, she's just crazy and fighting with him. And the other ones, because she wrote, she retweeted the headline, Farrah Abrams outs Teen Mom and their nefarious ways and puts them on blast, whatever it was. And so I went, oh, wow, that's kind of rad. She didn't ever do it. That was the tweet. She wrote that tweet. And some other teen mom, who I'm thinking drunk tramp, she wrote back, did you just write your own headline?
Yeah.
I feel bad for you. Oh, no, wait, it's past. Oh, what is this? A whole collective of fairly articulate, young, pregnant, alcoholic losers. So my new obsession is Teen Mom. So I don't even know when it's on, but it's probably on a lot. So I will get a chance to see it.
They're on several different incarnations, but some of the main ones, I forget, like Caitlin or Carolyn or something, and
Wow,
she's
you
just
really do know this show.
At her
I was going to
third
say,
kid.
watch how she couches this, so it still sounds like she may not watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them just had like baby number 3, and she's kind of really pretty, but she had, I think, some heroin issues, and then she's had smoked marijuana while she was pregnant, which
That's pretty bad. So didn't that happen to Courtney, whatever her name is?
Kardashian,
No. Is there
Courtney
another?
Love?
Cox.
Courtney Love?
No.
Courtney
Am I wrong on the name? Kurt Cobain's wife.
Courtney
Love.
Love. Yeah.
Oh, did you say Love? Okay, yeah.
He did, yeah.
She was outed for doing heroin, and they lost the baby.
Yeah.
You can't,
You can't do
you-
that.
Yeah, but you can't just print that it happened. It's not a quote of her saying I did heroin. Anyway, so real quick, I was in a big hurry this morning. I'm in the shower. Now, I asked you, I said Jelly Bean might be part of my little story this morning. When Jelly Bean was first born, it's kid number 1, so you may not have ever done this. Did you ever take her in the shower with you to give her a shower and walk her around the shower?
Yeah, I think we have, yeah.
It was on a commercial with completely commendable parents, so other people do it besides us. I do it, or did it. It'd be weird now.
16 and 22.
So anyway, it was weird because the commercial was kid 1, and they're laser dissecting ingredients in its food. Kid 2, they're throwing it into the shower with dad to get it clean. Well, my cat is apparently kid 2.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the shower this
That
morning.
doesn't
which is-
sound safe.
Which is super rare anyway that I'm in the shower in the morning. I never shower in the morning. I'm always in a hurry. It's cold. It's horrible. I like being dirty. Leave me be. So I'm in the shower. And Amy comes in just to talk to me, just to say, opens the door. It's a big door. It says, what did the cat get into? And the cat looks like a greased pig if greased pigs were furry.
Oh.
And I didn't even think about it. Now, when the cat gets crusty in a certain crusty area, I'm the guy that washes that. The cat should have a better life than that. But this was head to toe grease. I don't even know what she got into. Like, there's nothing loose in our house. Our house is almost baby safe. So I just said casually, "We'll give her to me." To which my wife, who's reasonable, said, "Okay," and handed me a cat in the shower. Doesn't that seem terrible?
Yes.
Yes,
So the reason I
absolutely.
said, even though I was still in a groggy little state, I said, "It has no claws. I'll survive this.
Yeah.
No problem. And we'll get the grease up the oven. You know, it's going to smell like Irish Spring. Everybody's going to love it. It's going to be strong enough for a man, but made for a cat." So she gives me, I don't think twice. I just turn into the water. And the cat, I wish I had the sound for the Tasmanian devil. I mean, it's crazy. And because it has no claws, it bites like a dog, and it bit me on the nipple.
Oh.
I have I have a noticeable mark on my nipple, and I get to say to whoever sees it and says, "What happened to your nipple?" I'm going to say, "My cat bit me," and then they're going to question everything.
A 32-year-old man was killed and several others were injured last night after getting caught in an avalanche near Mirror Lake. The man is identified as Joseph Simonstad of Issaquah. He had been snowmobiling with his wife and 4 friends near Cleellum when the slope above them broke free.
Wow.
According to people who rescued them at the scene, they were completely buried. He, his wife, and another man fully buried by the avalanche. 2 were partially buried. Some of the rescuers were able to dig them out successfully. As I said, 1 person did not survive.
You know, if somebody said to me, put the top 100 things that are going to kill you, I don't know that avalanche would make that list.
No.
I'd put Paul before I'd put avalanche. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, and you always say how, you're not a big fan of the cold and you're not going hiking. When I initially saw this story, I just assumed they were hikers. And then you would have all the gear and stuff out snowmobiling.
Yeah.
I don't think you carry all that stuff.
Every movie I ever saw it in, you outrun it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If your name's James Bond. That's totally what happens. I'm hiking Diamond Head in a few weeks or months, whenever our vacation.
Oh, that's fun.
I looked at it. And I looked at the schematics, if you will, and it seems there's no
easy.
actual hiking. At one point, there is a handrail. And everybody's like traditional hikers are all mad. There's a handrail. I couldn't be more pleased. There's a handrail.
Halfway through, there's a drinking fountain.
Restaurant. By the way, I don't know that that's completely untrue. I don't know what's on there now that I know there's a path and, and a handrail.
Yeah.
I know that before we go up it, man, she makes plans. That clipboard of fun comes out early now. But we're going to a place called the Picnic Store, and they load you up a picnic, and then I hike it up.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how I got to hike it up. I'm also paying for it. Shut up, you lift something. But anyway, we get to the top, and we have a little picnic. It'll be very
sounds
exciting. It's
fun.
really exciting.
Well, and I've done it a couple of times, and it really is more of a walk.
Right.
So you will be okay. Plus, it won't be snowing.
Right.
Police have arrested a man who fled after another was stabbed Saturday afternoon near downtown in the Seattle bus tunnel. Officers and medics responded to the scene at the bus tunnel near 3rd and Pine. They'd received reports of an assault. A 35-year-old male victim was found at the scene and rushed to Harborview. Witnesses say 2 men were arguing. 1 man stabbed the other and then fled. They were able to find him a few blocks away. Thanks to witness identification, like what he's wearing.
I know that you take the bus. Have you ever been there?
To the bus tunnel? Only once. I found it very scary.
I went down to it on my own just to see what was down there because I was coming out of the Paramount Theater or going in, whatever it is. And there are all these stairs, a sign saying bus. I got down there. There's a whole little city down there that you don't know about until if you don't ride the bus. But I found it scary too. I thought if anything's going to happen in Seattle, it's going to happen right here. I'm wrong. It happens on 3rd.
It happens all over the place, unfortunately.
Now, Paul, when you took the bus on a regular basis, did you have to go to that area as well?
Yeah, and when I rode light rail as well, you do a lot of transferring down there.
And did you find it scary, or Danny and I
no.
just
No,
closest?
that's what
Petrified.
it was. I took the train home from the airport. That's what it was that I was
It's a
having
light
to
rail. A British Columbia resident who adopted a potbelly pig named Molly from the SPCA is now in trouble.
I adopted a potbelly pig while on Molly. And I don't mean the drug. No. We were close.
Molly was one of 57 pot-bellied pigs who were seized following an animal cruelty investigation on Vancouver Island a year ago. The SPCA spent months nursing the pigs back to health and then had put them up for adoption. Now, you've adopted your cat. That's where your cat came from. And
Not my first adopted pet.
Right. And you go into the SPCA, those animals are treated really well, and there's a lot of really happy rescue stories.
Yeah, my cat, they're so hands-on at that point. My cat was taught to act friendly until I got it home. And then it went crazy.
Well, in this case, the SPCA got wind of what happened to Molly after adoption.
Uh-oh.
They ate it.
What?
Its owners ate Molly. I'm not talking about the
You
drug.
can't eat Molly.
They ate the
crazy.
pig. They ate the pig. They are now being banned from adopting from any SPCA, any pet, not just pigs, any pet, because they're not sure they're going to stop at the pig.
I'm not sure. I was going to say almost the wrong words. I was going to say I'm not sure I care, but I do care. I'm just not sure they're terrible people. I mean, if you think it, what would you do with a pig on your farm?
Eat it, yeah.
Right. Okay. So the bad part is they adopted it, so it wouldn't be mistreated. Would you kill your pig humanely?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think there's much ado about nothing. I think they went to the smoker and smoked some potbelly pig.
Okay, so Paul can go to the SPCA like he has several times, get cats and then eat them because they're killed humanely?
Yeah.
I mean, one, it's a different animal, but I think the issue here is that you gave the SPCA a false impression
Right,
of
but you
what you're
think
going to do.
they asked them? They said, "Hey, you're not going to cook and eat this pig." Right?
They said they gave us assurances verbally and in writing that their intent was to keep it as a pet.
What if it died of natural causes?
And then they ate it.
I don't think it was that weekend, man. And they had already sent out the invitations to the barbecue.
See, I'm going to turn it around and blame the SPCA. Then I adopted a cat, a dog, a pig, whatever it is, and it dropped dead. Luckily for you, I knew how to eat it. Yeah, I think this guy's a hero.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Oh,
Thank you, man.
babe.
Could you imagine saying that to the adorable pig, just shooting in the head? It seems sad.
A 141-year-old painting worth nearly $1 million has turned up outside of Paris over 8 years after being stolen from a museum. Now, one, it's pretty rare to have these paintings found, but second, it's where it was found. This was an Edward Degas, a painting called The Chorus Singers. It was stolen from a museum in 2009. No sign of a break-in. They have no idea who got it. It was found on a bus.
On a bus,
It was
just riding
the bus.
around?
It was riding the bus.
Did it have a ticket?
They did a random search of a bus's luggage compartment. You know, periodically, especially now in France, they've been on high alert
Right,
with terror
sure.
attacks. So periodically, they'll do a stop, kind of like when you go through TSA. You're selected. They selected this bus, and they said, okay, this is a little weird. This looks like a stolen painting. None of the passengers claimed ownership. No arrests were made. They have no idea why it was there.
Did they just walk through the bus? Does anybody want to claim this $1 million stolen painting?
Plus, though, I would have to say it's a different level to be a TSA guy for the buses in France than to. Would you recognize that Degas?
No.
Yeah, I would think, oh, that's one of those paintings. That's that guy that said, now let's put in some happy clouds.
Yeah, Bob Ross.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, it is now going back to its rightful owner, which is the Musée d'Orsay. They had loaned it to another museum, and that's where it was stolen from.
How long till they catch the guy?
I don't know. I mean, if there's nothing on the bag marking whose it is, then I don't know that they will catch him.
They're on high alert because things blow up. There's cameras everywhere of whoever loads what
yeah.
bag. That guy, a week. And I think they'll know who it is later today, but they'll catch him next week.
I guess I just feel like riding the bus here, like even Greyhound, there's like no security whatsoever.
That's the charm of the bus.
Yeah.
No security. Just get up and take your seat.
I think there's got to be some fingerprints on that.
And some
suitcase,
DNA. Somebody's
Ew.
car. You know what? Now, normally I would be totally as immature as you, but I didn't know this. Like the knife handle of a knife at a crime has the killer's DNA all over it. You don't drool on it or anything anymore. You touch it and your DNA's on it.
Ew.
Yeah.
According to data from the Southern Poverty Law Center, we now know the states that have the most hate groups. This is a study done by 24/7 Wall Street, and they have gone through all these different categories from the Southern Poverty Law Center who track such things.
Yeah, unless you read up on such things, I think you're about to be seriously surprised who some of these people are.
Per capita?
This is per million people.
Okay.
And how many hate groups there are per million people at number one? Would you like to take a guess?
I'm not sure about number one, but wait on this. Is it Idaho?
Yeah, that's what I was
Idaho.
It
Yeah.
is Idaho.
Yeah.
Wow. You read a little something.
I want to say I'm surprised. I'm not.
The only reason it's on my radar is because of Mark Furman from the O.J. Simpson case. Officer Mark Furman, who said the N-word 100 times when he's smart. Oh, I never said it once in the last decade. You crazy? Who uses that word? Blah, 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 blah. That's what he says, quote. And then they got this tape of him saying it every other word, which freed O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. There's a lot of really wonderful places in Idaho. I'm a big fan. But then there's that other group of people.
Yeah.
At number two with the most hate groups in the U.S.,
No, I'm out. I look good. I'm staying out.
Somewhere in the South, Alabama.
you're close. Alabama's at number 4. At number 2 is Tennessee,
No.
Mississippi, Alabama, Indiana at number 5.
Yeah.
Virginia, Oregon
Yeah,
at
but that's
number
per
7.
million, and there's like barely 1 million people in some of these places. So you're not going to, when you get on the bus, you're not going to get on the bus with a bunch of white supremacists.
Oregon cracking the top 10?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
That
to
is
me.
surprising.
And in Indiana, something a little unusual was stolen from a White Castle. You probably think of a White Castle theft as being
Sliders.
sliders,
Yeah.
burgers. Yeah, you steal those things that taste yummy. No,
And it's probably Harold and Kumar who did it.
a $700 electric napkin dispenser was stolen, and just a few days later, it was returned. 4:30 in the morning at a White Castle, a group walked in. One man grabbed the electric napkin dispenser worth $700 and walked out. Then a few short days later, they found it waiting for them when they opened the store. They said there was a note attached that said, "Sorry, I stole your napkin dispenser. Please don't press charges."
Could the guy spell dispenser?
Yeah, that looks right.
All right.
D-I-S-P-E.
Because I couldn't spell dispenser.
Yeah.
And
I'd have to write it out on
Dispenser.
a napkin.
they were asked, okay, are you going to press charges? They said, we will not. They returned it. It's in working order. We don't know why they returned it. And they left the cord behind, so it wasn't even going to work when they got home.
Oh.
Just a couple of weeks away for that show and the trip, so make sure you get your text in and listen throughout the day for more chances to win.
A Georgia crematorium suffered damage after it caught on fire.
Oh, you'd think all that cream would put it out.
That's not what a crematorium is,
I
Daddy.
felt that's what it was.
There was some high heat that sparked a fire in the attic. The heat from the cremation that had been running like below hand then caused the fire to get sparked above, and the entire building caught on fire.
Yikes.
I'll speed up the work process, though.
Yeah, you can do 3 at a time now.
I always just assumed a crematorium would be a giant brick building that was impervious to flame. Guess I'm completely wrong on that.
You know what? Now that I think about it, because I had never thought about it before, I would agree with you completely.
Yeah.
And I think there's a moonshiner nearby, too. I don't know why. Because it's Georgia, perhaps.
What are you saying?
Yeah, you might be alone on that one.
Crematoriums and moonshiners everywhere. No?
Nope.
Because you are my partner? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. It's like they don't even permit one without the other.
A fox is on the loose in Fairfax County, Virginia.
Is it silver? It's Steve Slade.
Steve Sladen.
Nope. It is a regular old fox, and it bit a man and a dog.
Wow.
Thursday night, Animal Protection responded to reports of a man being bitten by a fox. That after it bit the man, the fox attacked a cat that was under a car.
Was this thing in Danny's shower?
Dude, okay, so you do get what it was like.
Then that fox bit a dog and got away. And they said that the fox attempted to bite another man,
We would have believed anything at this
Yeah.
point.
then stole his shoe.
Wow.
So the fox bit a man, a cat, and a dog, stole his shoe, ran away, gone with the wind.
I've seen one of those things, to be honest with you.
Which one?
The guy I saw, a fox was all over the news. It was on the green. Somehow a golfer had lost his shoe, maybe a spectator lost his shoe. I don't really remember. And a fox just flies out of the woods, grabs it, and splits. Everybody chases it for a second, then goes, "Well, that's gone."
So bizarre.
So bizarre. So it's got to be rabies. They don't do that.
No.
It sounds like rabies.
You know, a fox bites you. Well, that's weird. Who gets bitten by a fox? But then it bites Sarah, and then it bites Sarah's cat. That's craziness. That thing's got rabies. Everybody run to the hospital.
Oh, I'm super sad because the cat got away too, which means that cat has rabies and it's
Yeah.
going to come attack you.
You'll know it when you see it.
There's a woman who was busted for drunk driving in England and denied it, which I'm sure most people do when they're pulled over for drunk driving. They say they're not drunk.
Right. Now, you know what they say? 2 beers. When I was doing that show, World's Dumbest, that's what they always said. And then they'd fall on their faces and couldn't even stand up. How much you had to drink? 2 beers?
They were big beers, though.
Big, large beers.
Well, this woman said she was not drinking. However, she blew, 3 times
Well, that's a
the legal
good way
limit.
out of a ticket.
3 times the legal limit. Her name is Barbara Woodward, and she's 56. And she said to the judge when she appeared before him, "Please don't take my license away. My driveway is too long for me to walk down to get the mail. I need to drive down my 1/4-mile driveway." And he said, "Well, I'll think about that, but I'm thinking about giving you community service." And she said, "You can't do that. I've never worked a day in my life. I have no idea how to work."
Oh, this is a great way to endear yourself to the judge.
She's a millionaire with a big, posh long driveway leading up to her mansion. And she said, I can't do community service.
Because I don't know how.
And I need to drive down to get my mail. They have denied her request, but it does not look like she's going to have to do much community service, but will instead have to pay $1,000 in
Can I
charges.
tell you, that's a deal, man.
Yeah.
That's a deal at twice the price.
Paying $1,000.
When I had community service, now I got more community service than murderers, and you can look that up, man. I had 750 hours of community. That's an 8-hour day job, 5 days a week for a year.
Do
That's what the math
murderers,
is on that.
do murderers really get community service?
Just so you know, Mr. Buttface, yes,
Really?
they do. They don't get released right onto the street, and and I
Oh,
had
you mean
way-
after they
Yes.
do their prison time?
Well, I don't keep up on all of this, but the one I saw that enraged me, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Buttface.
Yeah, Mr. Buttface.
Mr. Buttface.
Buttface McGee.
I know y'all love Costco.
Yeah.
Well, the good news for you, their brand, Kirkland brand,
Yeah.
is going after Nutella. They revealed over the weekend that they are going to come out with their own brand of Nutella. It's a hazelnut chocolate spread. You can't use the word Nutella because that's made
Right,
up
sure.
by the people who own
You just
Nutella.
used it like 4 times.
Well, she's not selling you anything.
They're
I'm torn, by the way. You know how I root for certain products and companies over others?
Yeah. Mhm.
2 companies I root for, and I had to pick. I root for Costco over Nutella.
But I mean, are you going to buy it or
No,
are you
but.
going to
The
buy
new thing,
Nutella?
if we were a Nutella home and I saw, because normally you're right, I would avoid it. They ripped them off and stuff like that there. But because it's Costco and I love them, if I was buying it, I'd buy their brand. Amy drinks their vodka. Kirkland vodka says it's the same as Grey Goose.
Yeah.
And so much cheaper, I'd imagine.
Who can tell? Vodka. You tell the next day when you wake up and you don't want to kill yourself.
Well, the ounce, the per unit will be 14 cents per ounce versus 21 cents per ounce.
Yeah.
Nutella will be the more expensive. I don't know that some people are going to embrace it, though. Like sometimes you want the real deal, and I guess we have to do a side-by-side taste test.
In my experience, which I've done a million times, in my experience, Americans want to save money more than they want any kind of loyalty.
Okay, here's another odd question. Do you think people will know that it's Nutella? Because I didn't know at first it was hazelnut chocolate spread. I just thought it was Nutella.
Yeah, no, the label will look exactly like it,
Yeah.
except it'll say different letters in that exact font. But yeah, they'll know.
If I saw a hazelnut chocolate spread, I'm like, I'm not buying that. I'm buying Nutella.
Right.
That sounds way too healthy.
A New Jersey archbishop raised a few eyebrows with a tweet that he sent over the weekend.
Boy, that kid looks good.
Oh.
No?
Wow.
Is that not what? And it's Sunday, go to meeting clothes.
The New Jersey archbishop sent a tweet that read, "Nighty night, baby. I love you." And some people are saying, well, an archbishop shouldn't be sending a tweet that says "Nighty night, baby."
Yeah, he's
I
not
love
supposed to
you."
have babies.
No.
I think what's going to happen here is we're going to turn out to be bad people for immediately jumping to that conclusion, and it's some kind of baby. They're allowed to have sisters and stuff. I think I'd have chosen more wisely.
It's his sister.
Look at
he
me go, Paul.
claims.
Look right here. This is me going.
Sister like a nun?
No.
No, that's also bad.
Okay, is it not worse that he calls his sister baby and says
It's
nighty
not-
night
It's
baby?
not his sister. It's his sister's
It's
baby.
his sister. He is 65. So what's his sister? 60?
You know,
That's weird.
I got to tell you, also not old enough to be weird. If you'd have said he's 85, yeah, shut up. Who cares? But I'm 2 years away from 60, which is how I like to look at it. I'm bitching. Look at me. I'm
Yeah.
awesome. Wouldn't you like
so
to wrap
you would
your
say
arms
to
around me?
Celia, your sister, you'd send her a tweet, "Night, night, baby, I love you."
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would most certainly not. Maybe when I'm 100 and she's 103. Oh, I'm sorry if she's listening. She's 92. But you know, maybe I don't know. I don't know. But it's not. I'm not dying over this.
Shenanigans. I don't think it's his sister. I think that's the cover story. I think it's his girl.
I'm with Paul.
But if you tweet it, do you need a cover story in the sense that? Would you tweet it if he's aware he needed a cover story?
He thought he was sending a direct message, a private
Oh.
message, and he was leaving on a flight. So he tweets this out publicly, unknowingly, then gets on an airplane, doesn't know for 2 hours. When he lands, his people from the church are like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then they put out a statement saying
It's my
that was his sister.
Yeah. Still weird and creepy. All right.
Yeah, I don't trust him. It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida. Story of a day.
Yay!
A man is accused of doing something bad to his neighbor because of a neighbor fight. He thought his neighbor had stolen his lawnmower, so he decided to exact his revenge by setting their red 1984 Corvette on fire.
I'm not sure that's fair.
Not equal.
No, what
Corvette
did the neighbors
versus
steal?
lawnmower?
What did the neighbors steal?
Lawnmower.
And you said a Corvette on fire? Yeah, I don't think you worked out your priorities on that one.
They said he.
Although it's a stupid year Corvette, to be honest with you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
84. It's
There's in all the world of collectible Corvettes, that's the one that's not. That's maybe 11 G's of Corvette, but it's probably more than your mower.
I'm gonna guess it's more than your mower. He couldn't find any lighter fluid, so he had a Gatorade bottle that he filled with gasoline, and then attempted to pour the fluid through the cracked window. When that didn't work, he just opened the door, dumped the gasoline in, then used a lighter and set it on fire, and then watched and went, "Whoa!"
Wow, that's a weird thing to do.
Which part?
The wah.
Well, it turns out the person who stole the lawnmower didn't actually own that Corvette. It was the roommates. Oh, Florida.
Oh, Florida.
You don't even get crime right. We need to take a very short break, but when we come back, a star on the Hollywood Walk of
Thank you,
Fame.
thank you. It's been a long time coming, and I appreciate every inch of it.
It's getting an update. I don't.
What?
Somebody's star is getting an update.
Yeah, they're
It's,
correcting, putting
Right.
Danny
They're taking
Bonaducci on
somebody's
there.
name
Yeah.
off. They're taking Danny Thomas's off of there.
What legendary rock band is on the verge of announcing a huge tour? Move over, Ryan Lochte. More drama from the Olympics.
Uh-oh.
Next in sports.
This traffic report is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. In Tacoma, you are going to see some stop and go traffic on I-5 northbound between 38th Street and City Center, and over in Bothell on I-405 southbound just after 228th Street. The right lane is blocked, causing some slow traffic from I-5 all the way through to that scene. The winter entertainment lineup at Snoqualmie Casino is out now. Enjoy live music from the Pack on March 2nd and 3rd. Enter the Haggis on March 17th and many more. Tickets are on sale now. Visit snowcasino.com. Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's closest casino. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by NHLSeattle.com. It's 33 and partly cloudy in downtown Seattle. Scattered morning snow showers are likely across Snohomish and Skagit counties. Afternoon sun breaks and highs reaching the mid-40s. The next great moment in Seattle sports history is about to happen, and this is one you won't want to miss. NHL season ticket priority deposits will be accepted Thursday, March 1st. Go to NHLSeattle.com for more information. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
Well, looks like this morning we will be getting an announcement from Metallica.
Really?
They have been teasing a special announcement that will be delivered this morning via their official website and social media channels. Well, there's no official word, but the general consensus seems to be that they will be going on a huge summer tour.
You know, they've been together 20, 25 years now.
Forever, yeah.
And I would say they're a hotter ticket than they've ever been.
I would agree with you, and believe it or not, Metallica were one of 6 artists, one of only 2 rock acts to sell more than 1 million concert tickets last year.
Right.
Wow.
1 year alone.
I'm not shocked either. Did they play Safeco?
I can't remember if they played Safeco or CenturyLink.
But they played a stadium here
Yeah.
in Seattle and sold it out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was CenturyLink.
The
Jeez.
other rock band to sell more than 1 million concert tickets in North America
Yeah.
alone last year, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Man, I was going Guns N' Roses, but
Yeah,
all right.
pretty surprising. So we'll keep you
But do you
posted.
consider that a rock act?
Yeah.
Trans-Siberian
That's
Orchestra, do
cate-
you?
Yeah.
where they fall in, yeah.
And then, but they do they'll do 2 and sometimes 3 shows in a day because
Yeah.
they have 2 different touring groups.
Well, we don't know what Metallica's tour schedule will shake out like, but as soon as they make that announcement this morning, we will pass that news along to you. And speaking of concert tickets,
Yeah.
we've got a new game from the creepy mind of Paul.
Really?
The creative mind of Paul.
Either way.
This is a game called Lose Your Head.
Lose your head.
You can win a pair of tickets to see Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefers Band June 23rd at Key Arena.
Very exciting.
I don't know how this game works yet, but we'll find out at 7:20.
Actually, nor do I.
Yeah, I don't know how it works either. Well, we got some time.
Oftentimes, when a celebrity dies, especially somebody in the music scene, you'll find a lot of items for sale from their estate. Their
Right.
estate will sell either their belongings or they'll sell T-shirts with their name on it. Something a little unusual is going to be going up for sale, and it is a Prince cookbook. Now, this is not done by his family, but it is still an authorized cookbook. They're allowed to do this. And it's by a bakery all this is full of Prince references, raspberry beret tarts,
Nice.
darling sticky toffee pudding,
Okay, don't know, but I'm assuming nice.
darling Nicky, darling sticky. That's pretty
Oh,
funny.
yeah, I still don't know.
Purple Rain ombre cakes.
Nice.
The book is currently available for pre-order, but will be purchasable in stores April 21st, which is the 2nd anniversary of his
Now,
death.
his purpleness was a vegetarian, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think it's not part of their religion.
See, that's how I feel too. Like, I'm not
I
sure.
think that's part of being.
He was Jehovah's Witness.
Jehovah's
That's
Witness.
Seventh-day Adventists that are vegetarians as part of the religion.
Right.
And I think he was
I get
fairly
confused.
shaky on that, on the requirements to be a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
What?
Like, no makeup, no dancing.
Yeah, he broke that
Yeah, he did. That's why Michael Jackson left the church.
because he wanted to drink and dance.
Dance and
Or dance
caffeine
or
or whatever. And yeah.
Jim Henson's cult classic Labyrinth is headed back to the big screen.
I have that T-shirt. I'm cool.
You just wore that. You got so
Well,
many
and
compliments.
you know what? I have a bunch of T-shirts, and the reason I know because I'm kind of absent-minded. But people come to me and say, "Nice shirt" in the morning, and I still don't know what I'm wearing. Oh wait, and I look down to see what she picked out for me. But I picked out the Labyrinth shirt from Mopop.
Yep. And honestly, I think that was the most compliments I've ever
Yeah,
heard
by
you
far.
get. Labyrinth is headed back to the big screen for 3 days this spring as part of a nationwide fan celebration of the film. So you'll be able to see it here in Seattle. There are several dates. They are encouraging people to dress up. They are also
That means everybody in that wig. Everybody in that crazy David Bowie way. Because there's no other thing to wear, I don't think, except he dresses up like I'd kill to have the coat he wears. But aside from that, it's not a dress-up movie, I don't think.
Gosh, I don't remember. I haven't
Tori.
seen it in a long time.
Okay, you're gonna hate me, but I've never seen it.
I hate you.
I know.
I like you less.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing.
This was one of the earliest roles for Oscar winner Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah.
And she will be taking part by filming some special messages that will be playing before the movie starts. And some of the other people who worked on the movie will also be doing the same thing. So
You know, if you look at the most Academy Awards ever won, because I've Googled and stuff and looked it up on my own, who has the most Academy Awards? Now, I'm meaning actresses, 3 or something like that for Katharine Hepburn. But it's always like a costume designer with 19.
Right.
Or something
yeah.
crazy like that. Edith Head.
Well, Tori, you should perhaps think about going when this is back in theaters. You can find all of the dates where it's playing now.
I'm excited that I have this opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have this opportunity because you didn't go and see it like a real fan should have.
Well, when was it released? Let's be honest.
It was released in the 80s, but it's on Netflix.
I wasn't alive.
You talked to me about that movie and how awesome it was.
Because he's hot.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I just watched Gone with the Wind for like the 100th time. Guess what? I was not alive when that came out.
Yeah.
Okay, you got me.
Oh, that's nice.
A star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame
Thank you. It's a long time going.
was cleaned up over the weekend
Good,
by the
thank God.
star's owner, Reese Witherspoon.
Cleaned her own star.
Yes.
Wow.
She filmed herself and posted to social media, getting down on all fours and sprucing up her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This was yesterday, and she said, I'm here to visit an old friend, and like spruced it up.
That's totally what I would do. I'd stand there.
You'd
I'd
be
yell
there
at
every
people.
day, yeah.
I'd be there every day. Gum, you put gum on my star. So I get Reese. Very nice. By the way, she's almost looking like herself again.
Yeah,
Like,
did
her
she have work
face-
done?
She had a ton. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Reese. I was thinking the other.
Oh, you were thinking Nicole Kidman.
Nope.
Oh,
She has too much Botox.
she's got a lot of Botox.
No, who am I thinking about?
Reese Witherspoon.
No. She,
Della Reese.
no.
She died.
Yes, Della Reese. A 75-year-old black lady.
Reese's Pieces.
What's happening to you? You having do you smell toast? No, the
Renee Zellweger.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. You trying to redeem yourself?
Yeah.
TNT say they've ordered a first season of the futuristic thriller Snowpiercer that's going to star Jennifer Connelly.
Nice.
Now, she almost exclusively has done movies, so it's kind of interesting to see her go back to doing TV. We were just talking about Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman. A lot of people are starting to do television, and it depends on the project. This was a pretty successful movie, a futuristic thriller that starred that guy you're obsessed with, Chris Hemsworth, I think was in it. Or no, who's Thor? Not Thor.
Chris Hemsworth.
Who's
Chris Hemsworth,
Captain
but what-
America?
What's his face? McGee.
That guy.
That guy.
Come on, Tori, what's wrong with you?
Chris Pine.
Chris Evans.
Chris
Chris
Evans.
No,
Evans.
not Chris Pine, you nut. And
Chris
I'm not-
Evans.
I'm not positive you're right on that one either.
I think it's Chris Evans.
I saw it and they made a
Chris
big
Christopherson.
They made a big to-do out of it and I did not get it.
Oh, I loved
Yeah,
it.
I didn't get it.
With that chick who likes to pretend like she has no eyebrows and eyelashes. The Scottish chick.
We're bad at
Who's in an
guessing
open
people's
marriage?
names.
Yeah, and you give us a clue like that. You know, the left-handed one.
It is Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Who's the chick with no eyebrows, no eyelashes, and an open marriage?
Wow.
I have no idea.
My
Don't
daughter does the no eyebrows thing.
Yeah, she
Covers
looks like
the
your
name.
daughter if she was 30 years older.
Yeah.
She won an Academy Award. What the heck is her name, people?
Oh, I know who you mean. She won for a Woody Allen movie, as a matter of fact. Purple, no.
What the heck is her name?
She gives me agita. She vibrates. She played the queen.
When you pull up Snowpiercer on Wikipedia, you're not seeing any actresses' names.
Pull up Tongue Piercer and see if we get porn.
I think it's funny how Derek immediately finds Chris Pine.
And be wrong.
And
not-
yet
Tilda
you said
Swinton?
Tilda Swinton.
Okay,
Thank
the
so
you.
clues were who played Captain America or who's that lady with no eyebrows.
Google that.
I
See
mean,
what you get.
I can't imagine.
Anyway, that is going to TNT. Charlie Sheen has put his beautiful Beverly Hills home up for
I'll
sale.
bet he has.
I know you like to play the real estate game. Maybe you want to buy this almost 9,000 square foot
I'm going to go with,
house.
ready? I'm going to go with, he'll take $29 million. He might be selling it for 32.
No, dude, this is a cheapo. Just shy of 10 million.
No way.
Yes,
He's
way.
a neighbor of the Maloofs, man.
Well, this is the Beverly Hills house. Is it the same one?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I'm going to guess he owns more than one. But this one has a movie theater, game room, 2 swimming pools.
Because that's what you need.
What you need is a deep cleaning.
Ew, yeah.
The pool and Charlie.
I actually wasn't thinking of it from that perspective. There's some bad mojo in that house.
I would empty that pool and sandblast it so fast.
I think I'd fill it.
Feel bad, just dig a whole new one
Yeah.
right beside it.
Yeah.
Start over.
Well wishes to Clerks filmmaker Kevin Smith. We found out this morning that over the weekend he suffered a massive heart attack.
Shocker. The big fat bastard who says, I don't exercise.
You know, I thought he'd lost a lot of weight, but he always wears a hockey jersey, so I'm not entirely
And by the
sure.
way, are you a real director if you always wear a uniform that says, I'm a famous director? A backwards baseball hat and a hockey jersey?
He gave a comedy show, did a comedy show, and then
He does comedy shows?
It looks like he does.
Wow, I had no idea.
He was at Kevin Smith Live at the Alex Theater in Glendale, California, and then went to the hospital and sent out a tweet and said, the doctor who saved my life told me I had 100% blockage of my LAD artery, a.k.a. the Widowmaker.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of circulation in there, to be honest, to not die. I have a stent because I had like 95% blockage, and he said we don't have to do a stent at this point. And I went, well, I'm here. Really, that's how I ended up doing it. But he goes, that can be fully blocked, and at least for a week or two, while you're feeling awful and feeling weakened and going to your doctor, you could live about a week with 100% blockage.
Well, he said this is the LAD artery. I don't know which one that is, so perhaps that's one
Is
that's
that Mormon?
That's the LDS artery.
Sorry.
But perhaps this was a different, more important artery that he actually suffered a heart attack.
Kevin Smith does not have a more important artery than I do.
No, yours
All
maybe
my
was-
arteries are as, if not more important than Kevin Smith's.
I just know that there are several, maybe 7, that go into your heart.
Guy's got nothing.
I'm just happy that you didn't have a heart attack, is
Me
what
too.
I'm trying to
Thrilled.
say.
But Kevin Smith's artery does have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I'll bet that little bastard has a lot.
I
Does
bet he
he?
does, yeah. Oh, I'm sure. of
He's
it.
directed a bunch of movies, and that,
Yeah.
like, they want success, and that, that bothers me.
Tori, let me guess, you've never seen Mallrats?
Nope.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
I don't watch movies.
I got one word for you. Clerks.
No.
I'm going to own
Are you
mine.
guys tooting on Tori or on the movie?
Do you guys?
Danny's done that before, though.
Oh,
I'm
he
sure,
did?
Yeah.
It was an act, and I didn't grab her head or anything.
I waxed her back, and then you tooted on me.
I didn't remember doing. That's how eventful my life is. I tuned it up pre-show and don't even remember.
Poor Tori.
Thank you, Tori.
Oh, well, we are just 2 weeks away from our 3rd annual Whiskey Rocks
Yeah.
Northwest. This is happening March 10th inside the Terrace Club at Safeco Field. Just $65 get you covered. You
Is that what it is?
so-
$65?
$65
That's a
bucks.
smoking good deal.
So when you go, you're going to get parking. You're going to get a special area to enter the event. You get 10 tastings, live entertainment. We'll all be there. It's going to be so much fun. Make sure to get your tickets
Spike
now.
and the arugula. What the hell's the name?
Spike
Spike
and
Spike
the
and the
Impaler.
Impalers.
Yeah.
There's going to be a few different bands there.
Is that true?
really?
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
the Groove Surfers, which features Pedro, our buddy down the hall,
Seriously?
on drums. Yeah, and a couple other bands as well. So
I had no idea.
I had no idea.
I didn't know this event could even get better.
yeah,
You want to hear a really cool rendition of Folsom Prison Blues?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to play it.
I thought you meant right
no, I
now.
want to hear your version.
You'd be right.
What does that one sound like?
Yeah,
You play the guitar with your mouth, just
I haven't had the lessons to do it with my hands.
WhiskeyRocksNW.com. Get your tickets now. Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
It's brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUIOA, 1-800-DUIOA. On Friday, the Mariners opened spring training with a win.
Yay!
3-2.
Don't turn it around.
Yeah, no, stop that.
3-2 over the Padres. Saturday, they lost to the White Sox. And then yesterday, they beat the Dodgers 2-0. Very exciting start. And today, they play the Cubbies. 12:05 start time. In hoops over the weekend, UW defeated Cal. WSU lost to Stanford. Gonzaga defeated BYU, and Seattle U lost to Cal State. Next up for the NCAA basketball action, UW is at Oregon State. WSU is at Oregon, both on Thursday. The Olympics yesterday, they wrapped up. They had their big closing ceremonies, but not before some drama unfolded reminiscent of Ryan Lochte.
Really?
Thankfully, this was Canada. This was not us this time. The Canadian ski cross competitor David Duncan and his wife and a coach had to apologize after they got drunk and stole a car.
I like it.
South Korean officials stopped the vehicle, reportedly an AHMO Hummer, found 3 drunk people inside. One of them blew a .16. Legal limit is .05 in South Korea.
.05? That's not fair.
They were over .08 anyway. They were
Yeah, but still, I just mean,
.16.
for my Korean brothers and sisters, that seems a little strict.
Yeah.
They were banned from leaving South Korea at the time and since have apologized. The Korean police say they have concluded their investigation and let them go. And they returned home to Canada with their tails between their legs.
See, here's the difference between South Korea and North Korea. North Korea would have waited about 7 years and then sent home dead people.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened there. I don't trust those guys. That Kim Jong-un.
Well, these guys did not meddle, stole a car, and then have apologized.
Okay, wait a second.
Yes.
Because when I think stealing a car that isn't deserving of punishment, you stole a car. Those guys don't know how to steal a car, do they?
Canadians? That's all they know how to
Anybody,
do.
you? Could you steal a car that wasn't going?
No, absolutely
Me either.
not.
Absolutely not. Not even. I couldn't even get in a locked car that is digital or whatever it is, with finger push. So somebody left their keys in a running car, and a drunk Canadian, which seems like their job almost, came along and took a joyride. I am not mad. That's like the one Canadian I'm not mad at.
Well, the final medal count, we didn't do that bad. We were lagging. We had been in like 6th and 8th place. We wound up finishing in 4th.
Oh, that's not bad.
Norway had the most medals at 39, followed by Germany, Canada, and then the United States in
Well, it's
4th
good.
place for
Winter
the medal
all the
count.
freaking time in Canada. What do they know? So here's the thing: has the interest in the Olympics changed? I remember when I was young, because maybe it's a younger thing. That oh man, we can't lose to those Russians. Those Russians suck. We need more medals. Blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, oh, so we got there and nobody lost our gold. That's fine. It doesn't bother me at all that we're 4th. Now, is that me or is that our interest in the Olympics?
I think it's interest because NBC has said viewership for the coveted demographic of people 18 to 49 years old was down 24%.
Oh man, that's not. Well, I was about to say that's not 3%, but I'll bet that's self-evident. But
It's also not 4.5.
but right, it is. There's several things that it's not.
Yeah.
But that's a lot, man. That's a quarter. That's crazy. You know what I'd have done?
What have you have done?
I would have staged a North Korean kidnapping.
Oh,
When you said Ryan Lochte, I thought that's what happened. I'd have done that for sure.
kidnap Ryan Lochte and pretend you were a North Korean?
Yes, that's exactly what I would do.
Just checking.
But my impression, I think you can't do. You get in trouble. You can't do that.
And in football news, the Jacksonville Jaguars have re-signed quarterback Blake Bortles to a 3-year contract. This was a bit of a surprise.
You can't fire him.
Did I say something wrong?
Yeah,
He's
that's funny.
said quarter black. He called him a
You know
quarter black.
what? Most Americans can actually prove that they are, in fact, a quarter black.
After you said Jacksonville.
Oh, jeez.
Everybody I know is at least a quarter Native American.
Yeah.
He can be a
Blake
quarter black.
Bortles is
Right.
white.
He
plays for the Jacksonville
Well, he's a
Jaguars.
quarterback.
Yeah, he's a quarter black.
And he had a
How
pretty
white
good
are you?
season.
75%. And then I'm a quarter black.
Oh, gosh. On that note, I think we should wrap up sports. It was brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
You know, I'll bet the people, the crazed Canadians that stole a car in South Korea would have had the people from 1-800-DUI away. 1-800-DUI away. We have tough laws here in the state of Washington. If you need a lawyer, go to 1-800. That's the phone number, man. 1-800-DUI away. They'll meet you in Everett and Tacoma and Seattle. Free of charge. They won't hassle you about that. So if the unfortunate happens to you and you do get a DUI, don't delay. Call 1-800-DUI away. That's 1-800-DUI away.
This traffic report is brought to you by Aer Lingus. In Puyallup on State Route 167 northbound, you're going to see some slow traffic between Highway 161 and 8th Street. And in Tacoma, we're also seeing some slow traffic on I-5 northbound as you make your way between 38th Street and Portland Avenue. It's never too late to plan that perfect spring getaway. Aer Lingus, Ireland's airline, invites you to discover Europe this spring. Fly from SeaTac to Dublin and connect to 25 European destinations, including Rome, Paris, and Amsterdam. Smart flies Aer Lingus. That's www.airlingus.com. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Man, I had a long weekend. I had a lot of stuff going on, a lot to do. But you know what? Monday morning, I feel happy and refreshed. And that's because I'm getting a good night's sleep. If you aren't thinking the same thing right now, chances are it's time to upgrade your pillow. It's time for you to try My Pillow. You know what? Try it out. If you don't like it, you can return it. That's right. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee. But if you're anything like me, you are going to love My Pillow. It stays plumped up. It stays cool. You don't have to reshape it in the middle of the night. You don't have to flip it over to the cool side. My Pillow will change the way you sleep. You'll fall asleep faster. You're not going to get interrupted trying to get your pillow to feel better. It's going to feel good all night long. And right now they've got the 4-pack special going on, 2 My Pillow premiums and 2 Go Anywhere My Pillow. You can get half off if you use my promo code KZOK. The number to call is 800-304-4756, 800-304-4756, or mypillow.com, and don't forget that promo code KZOK.
It is just about 2 minutes after 7, 2 minutes after 7. But there's a lot going on. We're going to invite you to call in a second, but I will tell you this, coming up in just about 18 minutes at 7:20, we're playing a game called Lose Your Head, Get It Right, and you're going to go see Jimmy Buffett and his Coral Reefers Band.
There was a story we didn't have a chance to get to just a few minutes ago in sports, but is pretty spectacular, so I wanted to share it with you. There is a guy who used to play for the Bears.
Is he a quarter Chinese?
He is not.
Man.
Charles Tillman, a pretty well-known football player,
Sure.
was a cornerback. And we found out over the weekend that this former football player, is now an FBI agent.
That's neat.
And we've heard a little bit of a rumor that he had entered the FBI training academy in Quantico, and now it seems to be official that he is pursuing a full-time career as an FBI agent.
I think that's great. And isn't Shaq a cop?
Yeah, but I think that's more honorary.
See, I think a lot of them are honorary. I think he graduated their school. I'm not positive. Don't get me wrong. But I think he actually went to the academy.
Well,
I'm
in
not
this
positive.
case, this guy went to college, earned a criminal justice degree, got accepted into the FBI, which is super hard.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Finished his training at Quantico, which is super hard. And this is after having a full-fledged football career. So this is retirement. Retirement is
See,
becoming an
what a
FBI
retirement.
agent.
I like it. My retirement.
awesome.
Because the thing is with my retirement that I talk about, what I'm going to do, I swear to God, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play and sing country tunes at Applebee's.
It's almost the same as Charles Tillman.
But it's just, it's a, like, I'm assuming, and it kind of worries me to be honest, that some people at Applebee's are going to go, hey, isn't that guy? And I
Or
think it's
can
all-
you keep it down? I'm trying to eat over here.
Or can you keep your cheering down? I'm going to play the next song, Paul. But anyway, so I understand the complete 180 of a public career.
Well, most people, when they decide to retire, and especially a football player, because you are physically tired. You're beat up after
Right.
playing football for 12 seasons. I think he played for even longer than that, but 12
And
with
cornerbacks
Chicago.
get hurt, right?
They all get hurt,
Yeah.
you know? And you'd think, okay, going to retire. Most of these guys go into broadcasting. I'll
Sure,
just hang out in the broadcast
Well,
booth.
can it be? Because that's what I would say. Most of them do that, but is that true?
I
There's
mean,
an
a
awful lot of them
a lot
to
of
be
them
all
do.
broadcasters.
A lot of them go into broadcasting.
Aren't like 40 of them in broadcasting?
A lot of them will do high school. Some will do
Oh,
college,
right.
College,
level.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Some of them go to ESPN, ABC. I mean, there are a lot of different
But do
places to
any
go.
of them play Folsom Prison Blues at Applebee's? No, I
not
mean
yet.
not.
I think it's just an admirable decision to make upon retirement because most of us think about spending their time at Applebee's or on the beach.
Sure,
You know,
yeah.
retirement doesn't typically involve going through FBI training.
No, it does not.
I do like your retirement plan.
Yeah, I don't think most retirement involves guitar lessons. Although maybe it does because it involves painting lessons, painting
Yeah.
classes, stuff like that, embroidery. Who the hell knows what we're going to do?
But you've got a plan.
I do. I have an
Although this is
absolute
the
plan.
first I'm hearing of Applebee's. I thought you were going to be going to coffee shops.
Well, here's the thing. Coffee shops is exactly the same as Applebee's, meaning neither of them mean coffee shop or Applebee's. I'm trying to give you an idea of where I'll be. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to be somewhere in a corner with a guitar saying, hey, man, you want to hear Folsom Prison Blues? Because I know that and 6 other songs, so I hope you want to hear that.
And they'll say, again?
Yes, they will. But I'm just trying to give you an idea of where I'm going to be. I'm not actually going to be at either of those places. But that is seriously,
Okay.
that is my retirement plan.
Well, what about you guys listening? What would you like to be doing in your retirement years? FBI? Busking? What is it for you? Call 800-252-1025.
The question is, do you have an interesting retirement plan? And if you have a plan at all, that's interesting because a lot of people fail to plan, my friends. I am going to be playing guitar and singing country tunes at Applebee's. That's really, I swear, that's my retirement, and that's what I'm going to do. Please tell us about yours. 1-800, what is it, 252-1025?
That's correct,
Thank
my
you.
friend. What is your plan for your retirement years? We started talking about this because the former NFL player Charles Tillman retired after 13 years
It's a good career.
and has now become an FBI agent. That's the first I've ever heard of somebody saying that's their retirement plan.
I love it. Now, FBI agents are notoriously underpaid. But the thing I like about that is that, 75% of the NFL's bankrupt in 5 years, something like that.
Yeah.
And if you're with the FBI, you're not drinking Dom Perignon or whatever, hanging around with 10 chicks you're not married to, driving a $6 billion car, because all that stands out.
Yep.
So I think this is a really good idea for this young man.
Yeah, everyone says Charles Tillman is one of the classiest football players around, and now he could be busting you being an FBI agent.
Right on.
Melissa in Puyallup, what would you like to be doing in your retirement years?
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, Melissa.
Hey, my husband and I have this lifelong goal bucket list of traveling by train all through Europe, all through Canada, where you take like these 2-week, 1-month-long train trips where you're not just spending the night someplace, but you're spending several days before you jump on a train.
Oh, please
You
don't
can really
disconnect.
get an idea of doing, an idea of that area. And eventually I want to end up out in Italy because my whole family is Sicilian and his is Irish and German. So, seeing where our roots came from, but traveling by train for some time.
I think that is an awesome thing. You better have saved up your money, because if you want to do that more than twice, that ain't free. You're
But she
in
won't have a house.
Right, but you're staying in hotels in Europe. That's a money eater.
Yeah.
Although I've planned mine out because I think that is a great idea,
Sounds
Melissa. I've had the great good fortune to travel from Venice to Florence to Rome by myself. You can figure it out, so it must be easy. And it's a fantastic way to go.
I've heard those Canadian train rides are spectacular.
Yeah. Oh, they're beautiful through the
Supposed to
Rocky
be really
Mountains.
beautiful,
I've
but-
looked into them. I've never done it, but I've traveled by train out from Los Angeles to New York once.
That's got to be the best part about.
How long did that take? That's insane.
And I didn't even know they had sleeper cars.
Oh,
I had
you were just
I had
in a seat?
For a week.
From New York to Los Angeles. I mean, from Los Angeles to New York. Going to
That's
stay with my
insane.
mom in Philly. I was on a lot of drugs.
But traveling in retirement and not having to cram it all into the 4 days that
Seems
you got
great.
off for vacation. Yeah.
Yep. Let's talk with Lenny in Tacoma, talking about what you would like to be doing with your retirement
Hey,
years.
buddy, how you been?
I've been good. How about you?
I'm good. You don't call, you don't write.
Yeah.
You don't text back.
Oh, man.
Damn,
Kazing.
dude.
All right. How many you got in the box? That's what's important.
Hey, I just wanted to say this is pretty appropriate because yesterday was my official last day of working. So
No
I
way.
am retired
Good
now.
for
Yeah.
you, Lenny.
That's one of the reasons
Yeah.
Lenny and I broke up,
Because he went back to work?
Well, I wanted him to run a food truck. I thought there's
Oh,
nobody
right.
in the world I trust more than Lenny, not being sure I'd actually met him at that point. But no kidding. I thought, come on, let's do a food truck together. And he said, I got to go back to work. So we broke up a little bit.
Yeah.
By the way, I've forgiven you.
Now maybe that's what he wants to do in his retirement is run your food truck for you.
I don't think that's the
Is
thing.
that what it is?
You bet. Hey, I got the guy for you for your food truck for supplies too, by the way.
All right, but here's the
Look at
thing.
that.
I quoted you before because I was so cool to know you even when you said, what do you, I'm pretty content with my life. I went, wow, I don't know anybody who says that. So Lenny's like my hero. All right, how are you going to retire, Lenny?
Well, my time is my own now. I don't have to answer to anybody else, and I don't have to do something I don't want to do. And for the first time in my life, I'm in that position. So I'm enjoying it thoroughly as of today.
So I'm assuming you're doing something different that you don't do every day now that you're fully retired. Like, what are you doing? Taking helicopter lessons?
No, I'm not doing anything exciting like train rides through Europe or anything. I'm just going to, like I said, relax, enjoy my time, fish when I want, work on the house when I want.
It's
if
a
something comes
very-
up, I have my time.
It's
If
a very
something
big
comes
feeling
up,
of
I can do it.
independence. That's what
It
he's
is.
saying. No, nobody to talk to, nobody to have any requirements that to be met?
No, since I've been talking to Lenny, I don't say this to too many other men, but I really like your rod and your sconce. It's between me and Lenny, though. That's all I have to
There's
say.
something to be said for just waking up and doing whatever you want to do and have nobody to answer to.
I got to tell you, it's if you have planned your life out, man. I had that. I woke up and I didn't have to do one single thing, and it was the worst thing ever. It was, because I'm a drug addict and loser with no friends. It was horrible having no structure. It's nice to have, like, here's what I'm going to do. Like, I got to play
Be
Tuesday
at
nights at
Applebee's.
Applebee's,
Yeah.
and I can't be late.
You
Mr.
can't
Appleby
no-show.
will be mad.
Let's talk about waking up though. Like that's my retirement plan is to sleep in and then like take a mid-afternoon nap and then maybe go to bed early after relax. Like just get some rest.
What would you like to be doing in your retirement years? Paul's going to sleep. Danny's playing Applebee's. Charles Tillman of the NFL retired from football and became an FBI agent. Paul and Buckley, good morning.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, good morning, guys.
How are you?
Danny, I've been teaching motorcycling almost my whole adult life, and I am not going to stop. I'm going to continue to teach racing technology and street technology until I can't anymore.
I like that. And there are certain occupations, and I not to list them all off, that you don't retire. If you're really, like, if I was still trying to make a living as an actor and I had a series or I was hot and people wanted me in their movies and things like that, you couldn't make me retire. This radio, telling jokes, fooling around with you guys, in all likelihood, I won't ever retire, but I'm still playing Applebee's. I'm just going to nap before it.
Yeah.
Ron calling from Kirkland, what would you like to be doing with your retirement years?
I'd like to be hanging out with you guys, so I want to intern for KZOK in the morning.
You can have Derek's job.
What is your logic there? If Derek can do it, he can do it.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
I don't think you're wrong.
And what about Dave in Federal Way?
Hey, Dave.
Alpha Dave from Guam, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I want to move. When I retire, I want to move down to Central Valley, California, and put an application to Kelly Slater's Surf Ranch as a janitor and just ride the perfect waves, man-made waves every day.
There's a guy named, I don't know his last name. I think his first name's Steven something. And I actually know a guy who works there. He invited me out, and I went, no, it's cold and wet. I'm not doing it. But it's apparently a lifestyle. These surfer dudes never give it up.
Lifestyle, yeah. Some people dream the retirement's going to be half the season surfing and the other half is going to be skiing or snowboarding.
Yeah. Neither of those are my dream.
Paul, is your retirement plan really just to catch up on sleep?
I definitely want to rest, but I want to retire to a cabin in the woods, like even more remote than where I live now, away from.
You're just going to Unabomber out.
Yeah, basically everything about the Unabomber except all the pesky blowing people up.
Yeah. What's the house? That must take all day.
Right.
Tori, what's your retirement plan?
I want to live in an expensive, I guess it'd be an apartment on the World, which is a cruise ship that goes everywhere. So you
Can
have
I
your own
the
residency.
cabin next door? That sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
let's go.
Okay. This is 5 years ago. You needed a minimum net worth of $5 million. I investigated the hell out of this place. And people do love it because what they do, they don't cruise like a port and a thing. They'll go, let's say you want to do the sailboat races in Australia. They stay there the season. This boat. Yeah, no,
Wow.
it's
sounds
all,
great.
it's just expensive. And the second you get in a neighbor war there, it's 1,000 times worse. You're on a boat. Nobody's going anywhere. But yeah, I looked into that. It seems awesome.
All right, well, I'm joining Tori. No neighbor wars with us.
We got to find some money, but okay.
Well, minor details.
Yeah, we'll talk.
And Derek, what's your retirement plan?
Shoplifting. I don't believe in thievery, and I've never stolen anything in my life, but I feel like if I'm really, really old, they'll just think I'm confused, and they won't press charges, so I can just walk around all day just like putting stuff in my pockets.
Doesn't work.
Oh, you've tried it?
And I'm old and I don't really know what's happening.
I think it's time to play Lose Your Head.
Lose your head.
This is for tickets to see Jimmy Buffett June 23rd at Key Arena. If you want to play this brand new game and win these tickets, call us right now, 800-252-1025. All right, my friends, we are playing Lose Your Head for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefers Band June 23rd at Key Arena. This isn't too tricky to win. You will just have to correctly identify the group of fans from Danny's Clue. And our first contestant is Mark in Seattle.
Hey, I'm Mark in Seattle. How the hell are you?
I'm doing fine.
All right, so here are the big questions. 1, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I do.
And 2, do you understand the rules of the game?
I do.
Well, then here you go, man. This group of fans lose their heads over one of the greatest psychedelic rock bands of all time. They were so dedicated to the band and the lifestyle that they promoted. These fans followed them all around the country, creating their own community and culture. With fans like this, it's no wonder this band was so grateful. They aren't parrot heads, but can you name this group of fans that lose their heads?
They've got to be deadheads.
I think they're dead. Yay!
That was a tough one.
That was the really, really hard. Yep, you're going to the Jeep winners window in our lobby to get your tickets to Jimmy Buffett,
Yay!
June 23rd at Key Arena. Now, tomorrow, we're going to give you another chance to win with an exciting round of Lose Your Head. Join us at 7:20.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. In Everett on I-5 southbound at Marine View Drive, we have a disabled vehicle blocking the shoulder. And you're also going to see some slow traffic in Tacoma on I-5 northbound as you make your way up between Highway 16 and Portland Avenue. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce are very real and delicious. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Aer Lingus. It's currently 33 under mostly cloudy skies in Seattle. Highs will be in the mid-40s and we'll be seeing some sunshine coming through this afternoon. It's never too late to plan that perfect spring getaway. Aer Lingus, Ireland's airline, invites you to discover Europe this spring. Fly from SeaTac to Dublin and connect to 25 European destinations, including Rome, Paris, and Amsterdam. Smart flies Aer Lingus. That's www.airlingus.com. I'm Tori, and that was your weather on 102.5 KZOK.
Don't go to work without the big news of the day, which is coming right up.
Some of the stories we'll be tackling today. A woman here in Seattle wants to know why someone is flying a Confederate flag in her neighborhood, and the answer will surprise you. India is offering women a peculiar free service. There's a big announcement from Obama, and it turns out The Simpsons made yet another stunning prediction. All next.
And as always, the big news of the day is brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce Around. Here's the phone number. It's 1-800-DIVORCE, but you can get them online at goldbergjones.com. And I'd like to point out, very excited, this Wednesday, day after tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Rick Jones, Goldberg Jones, in studio answering all your questions free of charge. It's like the best lawyer, and it's free. That's happening Wednesday morning, so be here for that.
Starting with the big news of the day, a story from the Seattle Times. They said they got a news tip last week that reported a Confederate flag flying beneath an American flag in the Greenwood neighborhood of Seattle.
Yeah.
Well, the Seattle Times then got a follow-up. This turns out was from a New York Times bestselling author called Rebecca Morris. She was the one who wrote in the tip. So there is a Confederate flag flying in front of a house in my Greenwood neighborhood. It's on the corner of 92nd and Palatine. I'd love to know what this means. I don't want to knock on their door, but maybe others in this area are flying the Confederate flag too.
Well, I will tell you this. It's brought to you by some kind of loser. Now, there's going to be an explanation. I can tell, we're setting up, we're talking about it instead of it's just some racist. It's obviously something different from that. But when you go down to the surface, that's going to be some stupid idiot, I promise.
Well, who's going to be the stupid idiot? Because it was the flag of Norway.
Well, then she's going to be the best-selling. Apparently, it doesn't take smarts to write a best-selling book.
Yeah.
The man who is flying that flag is named Daryl Norman Strangeland, or Strangeland, however he wants to pronounce it.
Strangeland makes it sound like it's the land of strangling people. So
Strangeland is also a little bit weird. But he was supporting his Norwegian-American background. His parents emigrated to the U.S. in the 1950s, and he flags the Norwegian flag, as there are a lot of people in the Seattle area who do.
Yeah.
She had no idea.
I was going on record as I don't think Norway is a real country. And Paul said, shh, Ixnay, there's a bunch of Norwegians here. And I said, I'd said too much already. I can't back down. I don't want to be a loser and a loser.
Yeah, she did not know the difference between the flag
But how
and
do you
Norway.
get those two confused? I know
they're red.
yeah, similar coloring for sure.
Yeah.
They're red.
Red, yeah.
There's a little blue.
There's an X. Is there an X in Norway's?
No, it's like a cross, a sideways cross.
Right.
Yep. Oops.
Hey, so I'm on the freeway the other day with my lovely and talented wife, Amy, and there's a truck, a relatively new truck, which, by the way, surprised me because relatively new trucks aren't relatively free. They cost real dough.
Pricey.
Ford F-150, a Chevy, whatever. And in the back, on poles, like we'd won a World Series or something on posts, there's an American flag. And this is on the way to Tacoma, by the way. There's an American flag, and on the other side of the truck is a Confederate flag. And it irked me so much.
Yeah.
There's just no way to be a viable person and not know what that represents to enough of the population that no matter what your intentions. I don't care. Your intentions got vetoed by 600 years of slavery. You don't get to anymore. It's gone. Everybody should have, because I would have said nothing. I think I had it up in my room at one point when I was a kid, but I became aware and took it down.
Yeah.
So it's flying around, and I'm getting more and more upset, and Amy's driving. So I said, I can get that. Pull up next to it, but when I get it, make sure we're safe. But at that point, hit the brakes, because I think this guy is going to have a gun and be mad. So go up there. But by the way, sometimes it either sucks or is really helpful to be married to a normal person. She would not hear him. She slowed down immediately, went around the thing, passed. I never saw it again. But I'd have thought, you know what? I'll bet I'd be semi within my rights. Nobody'd give me too much grief. Like court's not going to go, you're in jail.
I'd have no problem
because you
with it,
stole that man's Confederate flag. You're going to jail. Nobody would do that. Say, you need to offer that guy an apology and promise never do it again, which I would do, but I would cross my fingers like the cross in the middle of his flag. I'm done mad. But I'm mad at Amy.
Yeah.
That would have been so cool.
But then you're the guy holding the Confederate flag out his window. Now everyone else is looking at you like, is that Danny Bonaducci waving a Confederate flag on I-5?
I thought he was more advanced than that.
Another story making big news is out of India. They've announced they are going to be offering some free medical procedures. Now, there is an impoverished southern state in India. A lot of parts of India are impoverished.
Yeah, I was going to say, and aside from the incredibly rolling with money part.
The Tamil Nadu state has been offering boob jobs. Poor people have the right to look beautiful, too.
No, they don't.
Is what they're saying. That's a
No,
quote.
they don't.
I should know you're poor the second I look at you, because you keep it a secret from me.
If a poor woman desires to look beautiful, we will support her financially. Whether they require medical procedures, a beauty treatment, no matter what it is, it will be free. You want a boob job? Come see us. Normally, it's about $4,000 for them to do a boob job.
What's that in rupees?
I have no idea what that is in rupees, but the translation is $4,000 that they will be giving that service for free. They said they've offered it for this region, but soon will go to other districts.
What region are they going to offer it to next? The nether regions? Because, it can get nasty down there. Let's clean that up.
That is 260,000 rupees.
That's a lot of rupees, man. Thank you.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama made a big announcement over the weekend.
Yeah, what?
She's getting a boob job in India.
No.
Why would she do that?
I don't know.
She'll be releasing a memoir in November. She said, writing this has been a deeply personal experience. It has allowed me for the very first time the space to honestly reflect on the unexpected trajectory of my life. In this book, I'll talk about my roots, a little girl from the south side of Chicago who found her voice and has used it to empower others.
I like her.
Yeah, me too.
Plus, could she be more fit? That is a fit first lady.
And she dedicated the book to you, Danny.
She did?
Yeah, she started by saying, writing this has been. Didn't she? That was the quote, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what she said. That is exactly what she said. Seems all nicer and funnier when I say it.
It does.
It really does.
I didn't realize.
I was taken aback going, what an ass.
Once the words came out of my mouth, I went, wait, that sounded mean.
No, and you're looking right at me until you're right here. I can almost slap you, which I've thought about. And you go, oh, yeah, didn't she write this to our friend Danny? Didn't she write writing has been? Little cruel, if you ask me.
This book is going to be called...
How did you do this? Oh, it's a bunch of short stories.
It'll be called Becoming. It'll be available in 24 languages, and she will have a U.S. and international book tour to support it.
Neat.
The Simpsons, over the years, has made some very unusual predictions, like the Ebola outbreak, Greece's economic problems, the Disney-Fox merger, the NSA spying scandal, Lady Gaga's Super Bowl halftime performance, even Donald Trump's presidency.
Yeah, that's the one I'm most aware of.
That's the one, yeah.
They predicted these long before they happened. Trump was definitely the one that blew minds. But now they've done it again.
He blew mimes?
Mind is
a weird thing.
You'd think that'd come out during the election.
You know, maybe it did. He grabs ladies and nobody seemed to care that much.
That's in that dossier.
He's crazy, man. Do they take off a little hat?
White face paint.
8 years ago.
That's how you get busted. Get over it. Hey, whose paint is that on your...
The Simpsons.
I know them.
They had an episode where
I'm having an episode.
Yes, you are. This is an episode called Boy Meets Curl. Homer and Marge lead USA's curling teams to the Olympics, where they win the gold.
Yeah.
USA! USA! USA!
USA.
Well, you know what happened on Friday?
No.
Team USA won curling gold.
Wow.
Which
That's awesome.
is crazy. Why would the United States win gold in curling,
Right?
which is a Canadian sport?
No, I did not expect it.
So the Simpsons did it again.
You know, Hank Azaria and I used to travel kind of in the same circles. I'm a little older than he is. But I forget what it was that kept throwing us together, whether it was some charity or something like that. And I kind of all forgot about him. And then just the other day, I went, hey, Google, or okay, Google, what is Hank Azaria's net worth? You know what it is since he was fooling around with Danny trying to put on some plays and stuff like that?
$600 million.
$70 million. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even know who he is on The Simpsons, but it pays.
He's
like
more
20
than-
guys, right?
He's more than one.
but he's in particular, he's Mo and Apu. So he does two characters that are like big characters.
Good for him. I'm sorry. Oh, I hate that
No,
guy.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Super nice guy. Unless he gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I root for him.
He has not yet received a star on the
And he
Hollywood
won't.
Walk of Fame.
Can't afford it. Yeah.
Well, that's not correct.
Your friend Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Strikeout king, former Seattle Mariner.
Oh, I didn't know who you meant at first. I said, I'll go on. Oh, yeah, super tall guy.
The big unit. Turns out he is in a bit of a funk when it comes to selling his enormous estate just outside of Scottsdale, Arizona. He has a huge house,
I've heard that about him.
25,000 square feet. And
What?
it's 25,000
Oh, my goodness.
square feet.
I thought at the end of this you were going to say legitimately, hey, would you like to buy that? Because I love that area of the world. But okay, no.
Well, it's been on the market since 2014. He just got a little frustrated and knocked $3 million off the price. 12 bathroom, 7 bedroom.
How bad does a guy have to pee?
Very
Like
odd.
12 bathrooms is the way to go.
It was on the market for $25 million, and he keeps knocking prices off. It is now down to $16.5 million.
Is my math right when I say 25,000 square feet for 25 million is $1,000 a square foot?
Sure.
Okay, that is not happening in
Right.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
And just outside.
$600 a square foot, and that's for a 4,200 square foot home. When I play the real estate game, young lady, I play.
Yeah, I don't know who's buying this house in that neighborhood.
Nobody's buying it. That's the
Nobody.
problem.
Good point. That's the big news of the day, and it's brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce for Men at 1-800-DIVORCE or online at goldbergjones.com. Another reminder that Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones will be in studio on Wednesday.
Rick Jones!
Coming up, Jim the Flagger.
business news from Jim the Flagger.
Winning an Olympic medal is a dream come true, and this year's winners will have an extra perk. They won't have to pay the victory tax. In the past, American athletes were taxed on any cash payment received and on the value of the medal. Gold medals are worth $600, silver are worth $300, and bronze medals weren't taxed. Because, let's face it, the bronze medal isn't a real medal. It's basically just a participation trophy for Olympic athletes. You might as well give them a Capri Sun and some orange slices while you're at it.
USA, USA.
USA.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. We are seeing some minor delays in Sumner on State Route 167 northbound as you make your way between Highway 410 and 8th Street. And also seeing a bit of slow traffic in Tacoma on I-5 northbound between Highway 16 and Portland Avenue. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce are very real and delicious. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
You know, there is nothing like a unique platinum engagement ring. You should really see the styles they have at Shane Company. If you're thinking about proposing, you can make it really romantic with a unique platinum engagement ring from Shane Company. Every woman wants a unique ring, and Shane Company has a team of world-class designers who are always creating new and exclusive platinum styles that you're not going to find anywhere else. Go shop around. You're going to see the same styles everywhere. And then you're going to go to Shane Company and say, wow, everything here is different and beautiful. Oh yeah, and that engagement ring comes with a free lifetime warranty that even covers the center stone. Other jewelers in town are going to try to sell you one of those. At Shane Company, they're never going to try to sell you something. They're going to help you purchase the engagement ring or fine and fashion jewelry that you're looking for, and something that's within your budget. And that's because the people who work there do not work on commission. They will help you find the perfect engagement ring. Shop at the store in Linwood or online at shaneco.com. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business, Shane Company.
It is just a couple of minutes after 8 o'clock in the morning. I'd like to tell you something. You got to get the iHeartRadio app. It does a bunch of stuff. The iHeartRadio app, it's all your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free, all in one place. Dig that. So you never experience the fear of missing out. You stay connected and you listen anywhere you go. Get the live stream of KZOK, That's Us podcast. This very show that you're listening to every day only if you get the iHeartRadio app.
Over the weekend, a man was arrested for drunk driving down in California. Now, normally it doesn't sound like that big of a deal. People get arrested, sadly, for drunk driving all the time. But in this case, he had been at his birthday. There was a birthday celebration. Partying ensued. And that's when he got on his horse and rode it down the freeway.
Okay, that changed a lot, yeah.
Well, police received reports of a horse driving down the freeway.
Right.
They arrived, and yep, there he was, 1 o'clock in the morning, riding a white horse while intoxicated.
Was it the Lone Ranger?
No, but you are not allowed to ride your horse on the freeway, and especially not while intoxicated.
No, you can't walk. You can't ride bikes. You can't ride a motorcycle under 175 cc's. There's a lot of you can'ts when it comes to the freeway.
So he got arrested for drunk driving on a horse.
I think the horse should have had to be drunk for that to stick.
Right.
If my horse is sober enough to get us home, leave me be. But the freeway, I'm down with it. That was
Freeway.
stupid, and he deserves his ticket. I'd like to go, oh, how cute and interesting and wacky, and we can make fun of it. But you're endangering a horse that doesn't know any better, really.
Sometimes when people are celebrating their birthday or celebrating a lot of different things, they go a little overboard. You know, we hear it all the time. Your team wins the Stanley Cup, like Vancouver, and you burn your city down. Like, woohoo, let's celebrate by burning the beloved city to the ground. This guy got a little overboard celebrating his birthday.
Your new sponsor, that's not Randy Travis. That's a country singer. Who is it? If you get a 1-800-DUI away?
Bradley Johnson.
The reason those guys are like, when I say, hey, you should call them, because a DUI these days will change your whole life. Like, it's not like it was when I was a kid, and the judge yells at you and say, no, you have kids, don't you know your responsibilities, that kind of thing. They'll change your world for you.
Well, in this case, it was just going overboard while celebrating, and I'm willing to bet the bank you have gone overboard while celebrating something.
Well, for the very longest time, my life had nothing really to celebrate. Oh, cover, I can stay under this. That'll be great. But once things turned around, you know, the night I knocked out Greg Brady on Battle of the Network, not Battle of the Network Stars, but Celebrity Boxing or whatever the hell it was. It was a national TV, Fox's biggest ratings. I made real dough. So I took my radio station, some people from that particular show, and some boxers all out of this restaurant, Koi, where, what's his name? Ryan Seacrest was one of the owners. That's how I knew about it, because I couldn't afford it, really. So I said, come on, we're all going. And I was drunk, and I bought, what's her name? Kristen Dunst a drink, and she was too young to drink it and did anyway. I was very proud of her. And my bill came and it was $2,500. I had a $2,500 bar tab. I mean, you got some sushi and some other things, I guess, but $2,500.
That's a lot.
Who has $2,500? And all of it was to go, aren't I awesome?
Yeah.
I beat up some guy that could not defend himself. Aren't I terrific?
Spent all your money just celebrating.
Well, you'd be surprised how not all that money that was. They threw that dough at me for an easy gig. I mean, he really couldn't defend himself. But I was so thrilled, like I was the heavyweight champion. I kept saying, this is how I roll, and other champion things like that. It was terrible.
Well, you guys listening, when have you gone overboard while celebrating something? Share your story by calling 800-252-1025 now.
So a guy is celebrating his birthday, he has every right, has a little bit too much to drink, and does what I consider to be the safe choice, ride his horse home. But he rides said horse on the freeway, wrecking everything for everybody. So the question is, when have you done something wild because you were celebrating? 1-800-252-1025.
It's like your GPS. You forgot to tell the horse, avoid freeways, avoid toll roads.
Oh, it's exactly right, Paul.
Yeah, otherwise you would have been fine.
When have you gone overboard while celebrating something? That's the question. You can call us right now at 800-252-1025. A lot of people do tattoos.
Yeah, I got some of those.
Did you get a celebratory tattoo?
More than one now that I think about this. Right here on my, I wish I could see it. I have a jacket because it's cold in here. But I have my sobriety date here. It's like 4 years too early. I drank that day, I think. Yeah, I might have overdone that one.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten that fixed. Celebrating your sobriety, go overboard by fixing your tattoo.
If I did, I would never fix it. I'd get another one for the appropriate day, but I don't deserve it. This is with, when I was a crackhead, I sold all my guitars and all of that kind of stuff, and I saw them. The guy had them. I knew him, and things had turned around for me. I could buy those back. He even said, I'll sell them back to you. And I said, I don't deserve them, man. I gave them for drugs and or alcohol. No. So I'd leave that one. I'd get a different one. And then what if I, relapse then? I'd have to get like 9 of these things.
It looks like you just pointed to your backside. That's where you would get it. I don't think there's any room left.
No, it's probably actually my thigh, but I don't know why.
We are asking, when have you gone overboard while celebrating something? Let's hear from Jeremiah in Seattle.
Hey, Jeremiah.
Hey, good morning, sunshine.
Morning, sweetheart. What do you got for us?
All right. I went and got jump qualified in the service and everything, and I figured, I was trained for this. And on the 25th birthday, I invited a bunch of people and said, let's go skydiving. And then they were all good with it. And, I wasn't the amateur. A lot of them were out like their second, third time jumps and that. And you always have the horror story of a chute not opening.
Yeah.
And, primary, and you got to rely on your backup. Well, lo and behold, it happened to me. But like I say, I was trained in that. I didn't panic on it and that. The people on the ground seen it happening, and the people amongst me up in the air, they were like, oh, my God, she's going to be a splat on the ground. It was like, the backup opened up. I mean, it was one of those jumps from hell, but everything was all good, but it was just celebrating a 25th birthday.
I've had the pleasure of jumping out of planes a couple of times, and they talk to you about that. If the main chute doesn't open or gets tangled and doesn't work, stay calm. Sure. Moving towards Earth, man. Yeah, but yeah, that's one right there, Jeremiah. You talk about, when did you go overboard? I can't believe it took me this long. I used to live on a boat. I went overboard. And more than once. And I don't even know what I was celebrating.
Yeah,
but I was
Tuesday. You were celebrating Tuesday.
The sun came up on a Tuesday, and I went overboard.
800-252-1025. When have you gone overboard celebrating something? A lot of people do the tattoos, and a lot of us are guilty of celebrating with too many shots.
Yeah.
I was drinking, what the heck was that stuff called? Goldschlager.
Yeah, it's terrible.
One shot is too many shots.
My gosh, Becky. And then I was like, this is gross. I'm going to switch to tequila. Yeah, that was
Smart
a
move.
smart idea.
Smart move. And then I'm going to do some kamikazes. You need to go to drinking classes. And luckily for you, I'm here.
Well, luckily for me, I've learned. But at the time, I was celebrating something, and I woke up the next morning with, of course, the worst hangover in the world and knots in my hair. And I had to go get a boy haircut because I couldn't get all the knots out of my hair.
What was in your hair?
Knots.
I know why.
Tangles. I was drunk. Who knows?
So you tied knots in your own hair?
That part
is
is
this
missing.
I don't know where I was thing? Okay.
I woke up with a front yard.
You don't know who
that.
tied knots in your hair. Someone tied knots in your hair.
I'll tell you what, though, when you go to AA meetings and people are saying, and this is when I knew I had to quit drinking, guys, I'm pretty sure I killed 3 people. Chicks, I woke up and didn't know who these people were. That's the big one.
Yeah.
Waking up in some guy's house that you don't know.
Now, thankfully, I did have a boyfriend at the time, and I didn't do
Where
anything.
the hell was he?
Well, I told him I wanted to sleep in the front yard, and he said, okay.
Who was watching out for you?
Maybe it was him who tied the knots in
Maybe.
my hair. Paul, when have you gone overboard celebrating?
The night before my best buddy's wedding, I threw an impromptu bachelor party. All the groomsmen were coming from different parts of the country, so we didn't have time for like a proper bachelor party beforehand. So it's the night before the wedding when we're supposed to not be, having a bachelor party.
Right.
Yeah.
So we shut down the hotel bar and we're on a booze run. And when the California Highway Patrol gets involved, it's We're going down the freeway. 6 just blasted groomsmen in the back of a pickup truck of some guy we don't know. We had just met that
This
night.
is awesome.
It turns out he has warrants. And so we're like, okay, now we're all going to jail because we're on the freeway. What are they going to do? Like, just dump us out? That's what they did, was just dump us out and said, walk back to your hotel.
Whoa.
Which was a surprise to all of us. The ceremony the next day was a struggle. The bride was not happy, but it all worked out well because last year, my best friend invited me to be the best man in his second wedding. So
that's cool. And you would think the bride not being happy is kind of a gimme. I don't recollect too many happy brides at all the things that have gone. One, several of them were marrying me. Always a drawback right there. But everybody smells alcohol. Somebody's still got a little vomit on their chin. Yeah, but brides have every right to be mad.
So will you still be the groomsman for his third wedding?
no, I think this one's going to work out because I was on my best behavior. So, and we were a little older now, a little more under control.
I over-celebrated the birth of my son in the Hard Rock Cafe, which is directly across the street from whatever that famous hotel is in Hollywood. It doesn't matter, I guess. But imagine how mad the wife at the time, probably the kid on his way out was mad at me. The in-laws were mad at me. But it seems like she was anesthetized. Why wasn't I?
When have you gone overboard while celebrating something? Tell us, Trucker Rob in Seattle.
Hey, Trucker Rob.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you today?
I'm good, sweetheart. How the hell are you?
Hey, I am just absolutely craps and giggles every day of the week, baby.
Nice.
Listen, listen to you guys. All right, I got one for you, and luckily my little brother was involved in this and saved me. We worked for this company here about 10, 15 years ago, and we had a big Christmas party in the whole 9 yards. Well, unbeknownst to me, the boss was handing out not only bonuses but actually promotions, and I got one of the promotions, which gave me about a $15,000 an hour or $15,000 a year raise, the whole 9 yards.
Where do I sign up for that?
Oh, I'm telling you what. So we're having fun now. Later, a couple hours later, I'm about a fifth of Crown Royal in. So I've got a really good buzz going on. Well, I started making out with this one lady, and I'm just having a good time. And she says, "Well, why don't we go upstairs?" So we go upstairs, and I mean, we're getting right into it, hot and heavy, celebrating. And now I'm so drunk, I'm not even sure who the hell this is. I just know some chick wants attention. Let's do it.
Let's give it
so
to
we're
you.
in the middle of it, and all of a sudden the door opens up, and it's my brother, and he's like, dude, do you have any idea who that is you're with right now? And I said, no, I just know it's a really good-looking lady. He goes, yeah, it's the boss's wife, dude.
Oh, it's a better turn of events than I thought. I thought for sure. And somebody turned the lights on, and it was a guy.
That's just you.
Because that's it's not just me. After that happened, you wouldn't believe the phone calls I got. Dude, that happened to me in Hawaii.
Dory, when have you gone overboard celebrating?
So I have a tendency to celebrate dead rock stars' birthdays.
Sure.
And it was Syd Barrett's birthday recently, who was the original singer for Pink Floyd. He went crazy at 22. I baked him a cake, and I brought it over to my parents' house, and I made them sing happy birthday. But then I
You are
realized
so
I'm
weird.
singing to someone who's dead, who doesn't even know who I am.
He's not even in your freezer.
You know what? I swear to God, I like it. I like I think it's neat. I would do that if you were a big, like if you came over and said, hey, we're going to celebrate Sid Vicious's the day he died. I'd go, all right, I'll take some. I'd probably smash it in your face because it's Sid, but I think it's cool, young lady.
Yeah, we got to spit on it.
Yeah. No, man, they don't.
Derek, have you gone overboard celebrating?
So at my house now, Trivial Pursuit has become a drinking game of choice.
Nice.
And I win so often that I now made myself a paper crown and dubbed myself the Trivial Pursuit King. And I put a little tally mark each time I win, kind of like notches on a bedpost, except way more nerdy.
Sure, yeah, no, right. But I like it, man. I like it a lot.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. You are seeing about a 10-minute delay on I-5 southbound at Highway 528 due to an earlier accident that has been cleared, and also seeing a little bit of slow traffic in Tacoma on I-5 northbound as you make your way between Highway 16 and Portland Avenue. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce are very real and delicious. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Hey, here is the question, friends. Is your weight holding you back? Well, then go to 3010 Weight Loss for Life. I did. I didn't even really think about it, but I've been on a diet forever. And I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get the plan that these guys are talking about. Well, sure enough, there are some sugar cookies in the studio right now. I don't know who left them there, but I could hate them. I could hunt them down and be really mad at them, but I don't. You know why? Because they're not on the plan. And all I know is follow the plan. All you got to do is that, and they are not on the plan. And I've been real strict for February, and that's the thing, man. A crazy diet ago or 10 years ago, whatever it was, I came in, I'm on some kind of diet. I see sugar cookies. I go, well, I'll eat 10 of those, and then I'll starve myself for 3 days. That's not the plan with 3010 Weight Loss for Life. It works. I'm down 40 pounds. That's my goal weight. So you should try it too. Tens of thousands of pounds have been lost at 3010 Weight Loss for Life, and it's not just nutritional guidance that they provide, although they do that. They have a devoted team at 3010, and their program and the process will help you reach your ideal weight and keep that weight off forever. So if you're ready to keep it off, do what I did. Go to 3010 Weight Loss for Life. Here's the phone number, 855-843-3010, 855-843-3010, or find them at 3010weightlossforlife.com.
This is Tori with your weather report brought to you by Money Tree. The sun is coming out in downtown Seattle, partly cloudy skies, and highs will be in the mid-40s. It is currently 35. At Money Tree, they think cashing your check should be quick and easy. That's why they've been saying yes for over 30 years. They'll cash your tax refund check for only 1.9%. So come into a Money Tree branch today and let them say yes to you. Your money in time. That was your weather. I'm Tori on 102.5 KZOK.
A 32-year-old man from Issaquah was killed yesterday after an avalanche at Crystal Springs Snow Park near Easton. Search and rescue responded to the avalanche scene 16 miles west of Cleellum, and the officials there say there were a group of 5 snowmobilers that had stopped to have lunch when the slope above them broke 3, burying 3 of them in snow, partially burying 2 others. All 5 were dug out, but 2 were unconscious, and 1 did not survive.
First of all, terribly sad, and I'm sorry, first of all, to him or her, and to the family and things like that. But man, snowmobiling as a hobby just seems like so much work.
I've never done it.
Never gone snowmobiling? Oh,
Never
you
have.
love it. It's super fun to ride. But to say, hey, honey, and the kids, come on, get on your snowmobiles. It's Saturday. Now we got to put them up in the truck, drive them somewhere where you can do that, and then know the trails well enough to do it. Get done, get them home, wipe them off, and put them away. It seems like a lot of drama to be a snowmobiler. In the Yukon and parts of in Alaska stuff, they're known as snow machines. If you call them a snowmobile, you're a ferner.
A man is in custody after a hit and run early yesterday in Des Moines. Police responded to a 2-car collision on Pacific Highway South. The car was reportedly going northbound, ran a red light, hit another car that was going west, fled the scene, but was located at a 7-Eleven parking lot and taken into custody. Tacoma police have arrested a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old in separate incidents in which they allegedly threatened people at their schools. Police say they arrested the 12-year-old on Friday. An investigation said someone was using social media to threaten people at Truman Middle School. That youth was booked into juvenile detention. They did recover a weapon.
Oh,
Wow.
I had a whole opinion ready to go.
Yeah, me too.
I was just waiting for a comma, and I was going to start spouting.
Then yesterday, police arrested a 15-year-old after an investigation into social media being used to threaten people at Lincoln High School. The police had received several tips from people who saw this on social media and were concerned.
Right.
He too was booked into juvenile
See, my
detention.
original comment was going to be, Paul and I were about ready to say our stuff, and my stuff was going to be, come on, he's 12. What does he know? He's just telling some guy, I'll kill you, who hasn't done that. And then you said, and then he had a gun. What 12-year-old has a gun?
Yeah.
That guy should be taken seriously.
A human foot that washed ashore on Vancouver Island back in December.
How big was it?
It's about a foot.
Thank you.
Give or take.
Yeah.
In this case, they took.
Belonged to a Washington State man, according to officials. This is
Whose
the-
family misses him.
Yeah, really.
God, what an ass. What's wrong
Me?
with you? What's wrong with you, man?
Stanley Okumudo, age 79, had been reported missing. Then they found some remains in Nia Bay. And then in December, up on Vancouver Island, that's when they found the foot. We have seen a lot of feet found. I think that
Yeah.
I haven't seen them. We've gotten reports of people.
So many, we call them a yard.
13 feet in a decade. They still don't know how this man died, but they are saying that strong currents and those gigantic tides that they get, the king tides, can be what leads to the trajectory. That
Yeah,
if
no,
it
that's the
happens-
problem, being outside. Sorry, there's a dead guy or something.
13 of them.
What the hell is wrong? You don't
Right, 'cause
know.
they were all different people, right? Different, 1 foot from each.
No, one person, Paul, with 13
No, but I
feet.
mean, we never found 2 feet from the same person.
Don't know that to be true.
No, they're all
Could be.
left feet, which means two things. There's 2 victims and they can't dance. So there was a famous court case where let's see, how did it work? A guy was reported missing, and they found his arm after like a year, and the family, who wanted him pronounced dead so they could get the insurance and stuff, wanted him, and the judge said, no, you can't prove to me that somewhere there's not a shark with an arm in it out there, and that this guy's still alive. So they
I read that book.
Is it a book? Is that what I know it
It
from?
was a plot in a book I read not too long ago, but that
Oh,
doesn't
if it
mean
wasn't
it
that
didn't
long
happen in
ago,
real
then it
life.
wasn't this, because I thought I knew this idiocy 20 years ago. But yeah, like they have to have some real proof that you're alive and or dead.
Yeah, in the book I read, the guy was trying to collect insurance, so he cut his own arm off.
Oh.
That doesn't even seem that extreme to me.
Really?
Yeah.
But they always say, I mean, because this has come up more than once a year.
Yes.
And they always say, we don't believe there's any foul play involved. You found someone's foot.
Yeah.
I think there's foul play
I think there's
involved.
foul play.
Seriously. Oregon's largest cities, Portland, Eugene, and Salem, have a bit of a Tory problem.
What is that?
They're seeing an uptick in
Young, pretty people doing stupid things?
They're seeing a big uptick in rats. Well, Tori's problem is that she actually likes rats and now is
Right.
keeping them as pets. However,
They're still alive, right?
Yeah, they
Okay,
are.
all
They're
right.
growing too.
Don't get all indignant, young lady.
I
Yeah.
want all the rats in Oregon. Come to my house, please.
well, be careful what you wish for because experts are saying Astoria is being overrun with rats. In fact, it was one of the rattiest cities.
Wow.
They said these are a couple years ago. They were saying that there were more rats than people. They are concerned now, trying to figure out what to do about their rat problem. That it's the number one pest in Astoria, rats. Water, there's garbage. Therefore, there are rats.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, Tori.
Yes.
Have you seen the original Willard?
Oh, you know what? I haven't, but I've heard of it. It's a serial killer, right?
You know what's weird is that the director of Bigfoot was the original Willard. Yeah, no, super weird. No, it's about he's a serial killer by using rats as a weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty. You should totally go see that movie.
I might become him, though. It might not be good.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
Survivors and others are set to gather at Ground Zero this morning for a solemn tribute to victims of the first terror attack on the World Trade Center, those deadly bombings 25 years ago. Today is the anniversary of that blast, which killed 6, one of them pregnant. They're planning a commemoration that includes a mass at a church near the World Trade Center and then a moment of silence, which will be 12:18 their time. That is the time when the bomb exploded and, of course, was a symbol of terror.
I was
in
about to
America.
ask you if you were on the air for the other one with the planes, but you're far too young to have been on the radio when that happened.
This was 1993, yeah.
This was 1993. I remember in L.A., it was 8 o'clock in the morning, not 5
the
o'clock in
first
the
one
morning.
or the second one?
And we actually watched the planes crash. And 2 wacky morning disc jockeys were all of a sudden given the job of conveying this message to me. It was crazy, man.
Well, when I was in New York for the time of the second one, Howard Stern was on the air. So, no, thankfully, I did not have anything to do with that respect. But, this first one sadly seems to have been overshadowed by the second one because the death toll was higher.
Right.
Plus, the first one, they did have a memorial. It got destroyed during the second one. So they do have another memorial, but they will be paying respects this morning. A woman crashed into a security barrier near the White House on Friday, but says there's a good reason. 35-year-old Jessica Ford from Tennessee, said she was just there to see her fiancé, Donald.
Oh, one of these people.
Yep. Now, she crashed into the security barrier just to see her fiancé. She appeared in court on Saturday. They are taking her in for consultations to see
And when you say
fitness.
Is it the Donald, which is so weird because he's now the president. For years, that was a title he made up for himself, and everybody called him the Donald.
Yeah.
He'd come into a restaurant, the Donald who ate at this restaurant last night.
Well, I don't know her exact verbiage, but she says President Donald Trump is her fiance, so there was no confusion about which Donald.
Right.
She also had a gun on her person.
Oh, you so can't do that.
And the Secret Service said they have had previous encounters with her.
Well, poor baby, because she's probably a real live lunatic.
Yep.
And that can be, you walk around in a lot of confusion where you are, who's marrying you, and things like that. It's got to be tough.
A teenage girl is facing charges after making threats alluding to a school shooting on social media, all so she could get more time to prepare for a test.
Oh, yeah.
So she wasn't ready. Thought, okay, well, if somebody threatens a school, they'll close the school and then I can study more. Except they then tracked the threat down to her and she has been arrested. It said that they know she wasn't actually trying to do anything, but that doesn't mean you can still
No,
do that.
you should get something extreme above. I slept over at Becky's and you didn't. That's pretty much expected, not at 12, though, maybe 15. But anyway, that's kind of expected. And you swat him on the hand because you were caught lying. But if you're old enough to do that, you should know the pandemonium that you're going to cause doing that. Cut off one of her feet and throw it in the ocean.
Oh.
No foul play involved.
No foul play at all. She was bad.
We've all talked about pranks we played as a kid.
Sure.
And one, for some reason, that sticks out for me with you, Danny, is you brought this up a couple times, that you would do donuts on people's yards.
I would. Well, let me make sure, because that makes me so mad now that these rotten kids do that kind of stuff. I was 13, 14, 15 years old, and I get what a drag it is. Like, Amy and I had a garden last year. We didn't have it again this year.
So what you're saying is pesky kids get off your lawn.
Exactly.
Well, we don't know the age of the pranksters or vandals in question with this story, but a man says he keeps getting his car covered in pizza. He said it does not appear to be fresh, delicious pizza.
They accused me, but it was pepperonius. That was so hard to do. Not that funny, but pretty hard to do. Pepperonius as in erroneous. Genius, man.
With the explanation, too, makes it so much more funny.
I'm not ashamed even a little bit.
He says he believes it's Little Caesars. It looks like a hot and ready, but not paid for, like it's out of the garbage dumpster. Now, he says this has happened several times, and it's covering his car with pizza. And then he has to go to the car wash and get vigorous car washes to try to get all the cheese off.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to figure out who's doing it. And he's going to set up a secret surveillance camera.
It's a terrible secret, yeah.
He told you. You told everyone.
You're the news person.
How mad would you be?
I'd be
you have
cheesed
a
off.
white Jeep.
Thank you.
If somebody put pizza
Pepperonius.
all over your car.
I'd be madder than you can imagine.
Back 45 years ago.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs was 18 years old and was looking for a job. He filled out a job application and decided to, this was all done in hand.
How do you not get everyone? You walk in and they say, is your name Jobs? Oh, you're hired. I will give you the job. Who wouldn't?
This is a job application, and it has typos in it. It is handwritten, and it is going up for auction next month. In the skills section, he wrote yes next to computer and calculator. Said he has some special abilities like electronics tech and design engineers.
What year is this that they said, do you know how to use a calculator?
A calculator. Aside from your computer, you know how to use a calculator.
This is going up for auction starting on March 8th, and they believe it will go for about $50,000.
Wow. If you're into that kind of stuff, I guess it would be super cool to have.
Who's into like Steve Jobs paraphernalia?
People that buy sweat and things like that.
A lot of us have had that moment where you hear something in your car's engine that doesn't sound right.
This morning.
Really?
It's been a weird squeak. I'm thinking it's something in the very back of the car. But yeah, just this morning, I was, what the hell is that? I turned down the radio all the way because I thought maybe it's on the radio.
What kind of squeak?
I'll tell you because I actually took notice. It sounds like you have a styrofoam cooler in the back. And it's going back and forth.
Is it one of Tori's rats?
No, it's a styrofoam cooler, except we don't have one. And it's also not in the engine, I think. It's in the back. But I thought, is this an emergency? There's a horrifying noise coming from my car.
I always just turn the radio up. Then the sound goes away. All right, I fixed it.
First, you want to find out where it's coming from. That's not a bad idea.
Well, in this case, a man heard a strange sound coming from his engine, so he pulled over, decided to take a look, and came face to face with a king cobra.
How the hell does that happen?
It was cold out. The king cobra wanted someplace warm to go. It was a 15-foot king cobra.
Jeez.
He said, I looked down at the engine, and there it was, 12 inches away from my face. He called local authorities, who got a snake catcher to arrive at the scene and take it into custody.
Wow. They're cool looking, but so scary. Much like the great white shark, they're modern day monsters.
Yeah.
There's a new fitness craze.
Uh-oh.
Danny is going to be doing this in 30 seconds.
Danny, you've done a lot of these.
My thighs still hurt from twerking.
Oh, I remember when you decided to try twerking. That was interesting. This is a new one called plogging with a P.
Plogging?
Plogging.
All right.
This is a portmanteau for plocka up, which in Swedish means pick up. It started in Sweden.
Does Swedish have a translation for portmanteau?
Portmanteau,
Right.
a
Yeah,
combination
what's that?
of words.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
So this is a combination of jogging and plocka upp. You are jogging and picking things up. This is meant to get rid of garbage.
Don't hate it. Usually I'm against these kind of things. I mean, after I do them for a couple of days. But
I looked. I was curious. I watched the video.
I'm not completely against it.
You've picked up garbage on the side of the road before.
Court ordered.
I was asked in a quite unfriendly manner.
But you go out for a run. Like, say you went on the beautiful waterfront here, Elliott Bay.
If I'm running, I'm being chased. I'm moving forward.
They said it's very good for you because you are stopping, lunging, doing squats,
all right.
bending over, and you can burn many more calories and do good for the environment.
You know, I could do it across the street. I stare out at a state park or a city park, I'm not sure, but it's beautiful with trails in it and steps, and it's neat. Yet some people have unloosened their trash, if you will. I could go over there and climb that hill while picking up refuse. I won't, but I could. I might. You don't know.
No, we know.
No, you don't know. Now I might do it and wave to you because I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'll watch for that.
All right.
We'll wait here.
Okay.
You let us know.
All right.
You wave. We'll be looking.
Between 9:40 and 10, I will be doing that.
All right.
All right.
According to the latest studies, every generation has their identifying names. There was a time, in days of yore, where Betty was the name.
Yeah, that's my mom's name, Elizabeth.
So many women were named Betty.
Why do I do that? Elizabeth, Betty. How is that Betty? But it is. That's the thing. Everybody knows to call her Betty.
Well, the baby boomer generation, the two biggest names were Linda and Gary.
Yeah.
That was your generation. Did you know a lot of Lindas and Garys?
Yep. Yeah, I did.
According to the latest studies, the latest generation, millennials, the most popular baby names are Jessica, Ashley, Amanda, Sarah, and Jennifer.
And that's just for the boys. Right? There's that whole gender thing going
right,
on.
Exactly. How do you identify as a Jennifer?
So millennials?
I like it, though, by the way. I like it. Great. I don't know why. I don't know what she's up to. I've had a vasectomy, and there's just no babies on the horizon. But like every other day, maybe, she'll go, what do you think of Fallopanus? Or some weird-ass name for a kid. And I say, I hate it. She moves on.
Well, for, again, this is millennials born between 82 and 2004. For boys, Michael, Christopher, Matthew, Joshua, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm down with all of those. They're fine.
I'm stunned because we went through this big phase. Everybody's name is Jaden and Liam. We're just not there yet, that the millennials tend to have traditional names. Those are all biblical.
I like it. Now, I like all of them, but all of them don't make a good Bonaducci. You know what I mean?
But yeah, this is too early for you because your baby will have been born after 2004.
But the one pushing one out is a millennial. So can't she name?
No.
Oh, this is for people that are already born.
These are people who were born between 82 and 2004. Those are the most popular names for those millennials. Those pesky kids who all need a trophy.
Yeah.
Those are their most popular names.
Hey, how funny was Jim the Flagger today?
He was pretty funny.
So funny. But yeah, I get it.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, a really weird story involving the Rolling Stones and what's off limits on their tour. Plus some wild Jimi Hendrix news. Plus Danny's favorite quarterback turned ball player.
Tebow!
Got some very bad news over the weekend. Next in sports.
This traffic report is brought to you by Taco Bell. We are seeing some delays on I-5 southbound at Highway 528 due to an accident that is currently blocking the shoulder. And you're also going to see a bit of slow traffic on 405 southbound just after Northeast 4th Street due to an incident there that is currently blocking the right lane. Have you seen the trailer for Web of Fries? You need to. While the movie is shrouded in mystery, Taco Bell's new $1 nacho fries covered in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce are very real and delicious. I'm Derek, and that's your look at traffic on 102.5 KZOK.
Starting with some music news, if you were not with us earlier in the show, well, I'll remind you, we have tickets to see Jimmy Buffett June 23rd at Key Arena, playing the new game that's sweeping the nation, Lose Your Head.
Lose your head.
Lose your. That's not normally how we do that.
That's where I'm going to go with it now.
Lose your head.
Lose your head.
Is that better?
No, that was terrible.
No.
Sarah.
You do it.
Lose your head. She's refined.
Lose
Yeah.
your head. Yeah, never mind.
It's supposed to make you want me sexually.
7:20. It's not working. 7:20.
It worked on me.
Yeah. Well, it worked on her a couple of times. Now it doesn't anymore.
7:20 tomorrow for another chance for you to win those tickets to see Jimmy Buffett at Key Arena. Very cool. Well, speaking of people going out on tour, turns out there's some unusual rules when it comes to the Rolling Stones going out on tour.
Yeah.
Now, we've heard this before, all the different band riders that have gotten leaked out, no green M&Ms.
That's the most famous one for its insanity. Turns out not only to be true, but reasonable.
Yeah.
Like it's an okay thing that they did that, because here's what they said when asked. It was Van Halen, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And Van Halen said in response, because the guy was mocking them for having that, said, no, it's a real thing, because if we say no green M&Ms, and we go into our dressing room and there's green M&Ms, we wonder immediately, what else did they overlook?
Yeah. Did they even read this?
Did they even read this thing?
Turns out this one has to do with Keith Richards.
Oh, less heroin for sure.
It's all about shepherd's pie. There is shepherd's pie at all of their gigs, and no busting the crust is what the official statement is.
Right.
He wants to be the one
To
who
bust the crust.
gets into the crust first.
Oh, he gets the first slice of pie.
Yep.
First piece of pie.
And it seemed kind of ass-like, but I read the stories in his book, and it kind of, it doesn't make sense, like, shut up, share with your friends, don't be a weirdo, but it makes kind of sense. He loves him some shepherd's pie.
Yeah, so they said on every tour, the one thing Keith must have in his dressing room is his beloved shepherd's pie. Strict instructions. No one is to bust the crust.
Right, okay.
You know what Keith also likes?
What?
Yes, I do.
Oh, gosh. Bangers and mash.
Yeah.
In his book, he has a recipe, and for one Christmas, I actually made it.
Yeah.
It was really good.
How
You put
weird-
Guinness in there. It's really
Weird
awesome.
is this? Amy did that too.
She did?
Yeah, she did.
Go, Amy.
And remember the part in the book where his son's best friend, he's got his green onions. He can't find his green onions. His friend's wearing them as horns.
Yes.
Thinking it was funny. And Keith Richards punches a kid in the face. Like,
So
kind of
funny.
awesome.
You can actually see the picture of the shepherd's pie backstage at KZOK.com.
Look at you go, Junior.
Oh, thank you.
Junior?
Yeah.
Scout.
Making up for whatever weirdness she did today and or yesterday.
Change.
Good
Yesterday
luck
was
with
Sunday.
that.
Yeah.
The Canadian arrest card filled in after Jimi Hendrix was charged with drug possession back in 1969 is going up for auction.
Now, see, that's a cool one.
It's really neat. This is from when he was detained at Toronto's airport. He had small quantities of heroin and hash in his luggage. He was facing 20 years, but said he
But
had
20 years Canadian, though. What is that like? It's like 17 and a half years
Yeah, exactly.
U.S.
It's not worth, their time is not worth as much as mine.
Now, he said at the time he had no knowledge of those drugs being placed in his bag. They weren't mine. I didn't know who put them in there. And he did not have to face charges. But he was arrested. So on this arrest card, it's his full name and address, all 10 of his fingerprints, his signature, plus mention of a scar on his right eye.
Wow.
It's
And
a
they
really
didn't
cool
charge
piece of
him?
memorabilia.
Because I was in a drunken fight or something. I don't even remember what it was. They didn't let me into Canada for almost 20 years. And
Yeah.
why? Because he can play guitar and I can't? Well, shut and up.
His manager at the time argued that fans often gave Hendrix gifts that he didn't have knowledge of, that he had already outgrown drugs at that point. And under Canadian law, the accused had to be proven to know the drugs were there.
All right.
So he, of course, was thrilled because Jimi Hendrix, as we know it, would not exist if he had been arrested and gone to jail for 20 years.
In a lot of ways, he wouldn't exist without the heroin. I mean, I don't know what that gave to him and stuff, but I don't know that he'd have been who he was without the addiction and then the battles of quitting.
Yeah.
Metallica this morning announced a North American tour that will take them from summertime straight through into 2019.
Wow.
That's the good news.
Okay.
The bad news is the closest dates to us here in Seattle. We've got Spokane, December 2nd, and Portland, December 5th. Now, that's a lot of time in between, so it's possible they could add a date. But presently, those are the two closest Washington dates for Metallica.
All right. I didn't know there were nearly enough people in Spokane to support a Metallica concert.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either.
You know what? A lot of people toured. Who else I bought tickets to see? The other stop is Spokane. Is Tom Jones, and he can sell some tickets, mister.
I'm going to guess it's people who would then make a trip from Idaho or
Right.
maybe even Montana because they're certainly not going to either of those places to play. Hey, we do want to send you someplace that is not Montana or Idaho. We want to send you to the Forum in Los Angeles. That's for our iHeartRadio Music Awards. We are going to send you'll just have to listen throughout the day for more chances to win these tickets. Now, it's not just tickets. It is airfare and deluxe hotel accommodations. Pretty sweet. You could also buy some tickets straight up through Ticketmaster. You know I am obsessed with The Price is Right.
I do. She's obsessed.
Obsessed with The Price is Right.
You may not realize I am also obsessed with Family Feud.
I didn't know that.
I watch a kind of scary amount of Family Feud. The problem is that it runs in marathons. So it's not like I DVR it or anything, but if it's on, chances are there'll be 6 more right after that.
Do you watch the old hosts or is it Steve Harvey?
I'm more partial to Steve Harvey.
Wow, I can't even think. I never would have thought of Steve Harvey as the host.
He's really good.
I'd have thought of Richard. What's his name?
Dawson?
Richard Dawson.
Yeah, he was great.
Come here, Wall. Give you a kiss, love.
Creepy.
Yeah, that's him.
Steve Harvey is the present host, and while the regular Family Feuds are running, also Celebrity Family Feud is running.
Oh yeah.
Some celebrities. I have not watched most of it, but the Gronkowskis, Rob Gronkowski's
that's
family
funny.
went on. But it would appear that I am not the only one obsessed with Family Feud.
So if you guys don't know, Kanye and I are the biggest fans of Family Feud. What'd you say earlier? You waited your whole life? Kanye said he's waited his whole life for this moment, Family Feud. Playing against the Kardashian Jenners versus the West. And I have a really good feeling about this.
Where the hell
We're
is
going to win.
It's I think this was TMZ asking them, but she says, Kim Kardashian, that it will be the Kardashian Jenners versus the Wests going on Celebrity Family Feud.
Yeah, that was them backstage. That was her Snapchat. That was them backstage actually at the taping of the show. And Kanye said...
That was at Family Feud?
Yeah, Kanye said so eloquently,
Wow, he's stealing my stuff.
Well, we know that the episode filmed over the weekend, but we don't have an air date. And I'm not into keeping up with the Kardashians, but hell yeah, I'm watching that.
Oh yeah, and here's what I don't. Now I got to know this. And that is that show's a lot harder than I would have thought. Weren't we on Family Feud?
Oh, we were on with Chuck and Puck at the sports station.
And like we didn't get anything right, and it's your opinion on things. I don't know how you can be wrong.
because the survey says not what you said.
Okay, here's the question. Well, the survey says the big bad wolf, he huffed and he puffed, and then what'd he do? Like, oh, I took a helicopter to work. Survey says 0.
Nope.
And last night, Heather Locklear was arrested for
Still hot.
felony domestic violence and battery on a cop. Take a look at her mugshot because it ain't pretty.
It ain't pretty?
No.
Does it rival Nick Nolte? Because very few things do, except maybe James Brown.
I'd say probably third.
She's so hot. How'd that happen?
She is so hot.
So domestic abuse, I was about to yell out he had it coming because he did. But then I hear on a cop. You can't do that. So is she married to a cop?
No. A cop
so it's domestic
arrived.
abuse. And another end, then she hit a
Yes.
cop. All right.
According to the 911 call, Heather Locklear's brother came to her home and saw Heather and her boyfriend fighting. Brother called 911. Cops arrived, saw marks on the boyfriend. When they tried to put Heather into custody, she was combative, flailing, kicking, and struck not 1, not 2, 3 deputies.
How many deputies does it take to arrest Heather Locklear?
I would say as far as mugshots go, she's still pretty hot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's not craziness like Nick Nolte?
No. I mean, it's not what you would expect from her just going through makeup and...
I should be able to look without, while still being saying genius. No, she's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is not the first time, by the way, that she has been arrested for domestic violence.
Has been arrested?
Has been arrested. Not talking about you. At the box office over the weekend,
Yeah.
Black Panther #1 once again.
$9 billion domestically?
108.
No, that's still a lot.
Second weekend, 108.
100 the second weekend? Wow.
Yes. Game Night did pretty well, coming in at #2 with 16.6, followed by Peter Rabbit with 12.5, Annihilation opened at number 4 with 11 million, which is not bad for a rated R. And then 50 Shades Freed rounds out the top 5, bringing in an additional almost 7 million. Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Sports, brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-OA, 1-800-DUI-OA. The Mariners started spring training on Friday and started with a win.
Oh, win!
They beat the Padres 3-2. Saturday, they lost to the White Sox, but then yesterday turned it around and they beat the Dodgers.
Pretty
Today, 12:05 start time versus the Cubbies.
Something just came to me this very second, so there's a chance it's stupid. And here's the thing. So they're trying to make baseball go by quicker.
Yeah.
Because it takes too long.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my theory. Nobody leaves till somebody has 10.
10 what?
Wouldn't
Home
that make 10 home runs?
Right.
Wouldn't that make the game longer?
No. Like the first 3 games. So then people went, hey, man, we need to get out of here. Hey, let me just throw that pitch so I can hit a home run. And then I think it'd be pitching. You can't leave till you have 10. That's the
Do you
new
smell
rule.
toast?
Yes.
Now, you guys remember last week, the manager for the New York Mets said he clearly thinks Tim Tebow has a future in the majors. Now,
I believe she mispronounced Tebow.
Sorry. Yes. The New York, I have audio of the Mets manager. He said, I clearly believe Tim Tebow will be in the majors.
Is there any reason that he's a Southern major when you...
Well, I do reckon.
I reckon. That boy take some hits, take some swings.
Well, I have bad news for you Tebow fans.
Yeah. All right, being a Tebow fan is bad enough news. The fact that we really like him and he can't get on a team anywhere, it's bad news.
Tim Tebow is at legit spring training. He
Yeah.
is with all the regular, real deal New York Mets.
Yeah, the professional athletes.
Yeah, like Russell Wilson.
Well, he's with the Yankees, but close.
Right.
Now, they're at their training facility in Port St. Lucie,
One
Florida.
of them's a great quarterback. That's all I'm saying.
He went to the outfield, stepped on a sprinkler head, and sprained his ankle.
Oh, no.
This guy can't stop being an idiot. Isn't God supposed to protect him from that kind of stuff?
Supposed to,
The
yeah.
Is he still a virgin, by the way?
Allegedly, he's saving himself till marriage. He's not married.
I think at 22, that becomes weird. And 24, you're a lunatic. You're dangerous, I think.
What about 30?
At 30, you're out of your mind. What are you doing that for? You're not even going to be any good at it.
I'm hoping he's not.
I'm hoping he's not.
30. Well, the sprinkler systems are supposed to be flush, so something went wrong.
No,
this
that's
one...
the toilets. Man, she doesn't know how to plumb at all.
I've got some more bad news, more injuries to report. Only this time, it's not the Mets; it's the Seattle Sounders.
No.
Jordan Morris will miss the 2018 season due to a torn ACL in his right knee. This was sustained during CONCACAF League play last week in El Salvador. It occurred in the 85th minute where he just fell to the ground in pain, helped off the field, and the Sounders said they're taking another look, but right now it looks like most of the season he'll be gone.
Jeez Louise, what a drag. And that, on these professional athletes, is one sport more than others, but most of them, career-ending mistakes that you didn't even see coming looms at every turn.
Yeah.
A sprinkler? You know what I mean? That some guy's doing that, running down the field, doing your job, and just you hear snap, and that's it. You're out for the season.
And he's a young guy. He's a local kid, and he had injury issues last year too. Missed most of the season, so this is a bad one though.
This is bad, yeah.
Well, on the bright side, the Sounders season opener is Sunday, CenturyLink against new franchise LAFC. In college hoops over the weekend, UW was victorious. WSU lost to Stanford. Gonzaga defeated BYU. Seattle U lost to Cal State. And the Olympics wrapped up yesterday. Not too shabby. We came in 4th place.
We're number 4. We're number 4.
23. Norway had the most medals at 39, followed by Germany and stupid Canada. That was mean. I apologize, Canada. To all
They didn't
players.
understand it, so you're fine.
Sorry.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have re-signed quarterback Blake Bortles. I mispronounced that earlier, so I want to make sure I said that one correctly.
Couldn't figure out what was happening. That was a stroke. All right.
3-year contract extension through 2020. The deal is for $54 million, could be up to $66.5 million with incentives.
Jeez.
Wow. And lastly, I want to remind you guys we will all be hanging out at Safeco Field inside the Terrace Club. And most of the time you think, well, that's out of my ballpark. No pun intended. No, you guys are invited to join all of us at the Terrace Club for our annual Whiskey Rocks Northwest. Whiskey, bourbon from around the world.
Like over 100 whiskeys and bourbons, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Food, frivolity, fun. And you told us earlier, Paul, that a whole lot of bands will be there?
Yeah, I believe there's 4 bands playing. Spike and the Impalers, the Groove Surfers, which feature our buddy Pedro down the hall. He plays drums for the Groove Surfers.
And what about
other
that guy who plays Folsom County Blues?
I've heard he's actually been asked not to play this year.
Yeah, I got that. Literally, it came between the time I just said it this morning and an open bus, and you're not playing.
Yeah.
Well, Danny will be there. The fact that he won't be performing should not detract you from getting your tickets
No,
now.
that should be a bonus. Be honest with you.
Tickets are available at whiskeyrocksnw.com, and that is your sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUIOA.
I had a quick question for you guys. You ever heard of Blue Meanie?
Blue Meanie.
Blue Meanie. They're
What is
from
it? I think so.
the Yellow Submarine movie.
No.
You ever hear of the Red Devil?
Yeah.
Well, forget it.
How about the Red Baron?
It's all about the Silver Fox, my friend. My new name for Steve Slayton. He's going to come in here, that Silver Fox, and he's going to play some classic rock and roll for you because that's what he does. So we will get out of his way and bye.